Yeah. That might be as center gets on the first try.
Really? Look at you.
So let me refill our waters.
Alrighty.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A little derpy one. I like it. Like me.
And it was on sale, like you.
Oh, yeah.
Fine-tune my notes real quick. We live, pal.
All right.
What a
good?
Yeah.
So how was it here? Was everything fine here?
So
storm-wise?
Let me hit record real quick. I'll let you ask me again.
You want me to ask you again? Hey, Chris.
Hey, Abel.
How was it here for the storm? Did you fare okay?
You've been at my apartment for a couple of years. You've seen the facade, the outside, the area that I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
It's garbage.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
9 times out of 10, whenever we get a bad storm around here, my power goes out.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have that issue at all. It rained like hard Thursday, 6 o'clock. I'm laying on the couch. I got the patio window open. I'm hearing the rain hitting the roof. I'm smelling the petrichor wafting in through the apartment. I'm nodding in and out. Life is good. And then I wake up from my nap and I see light. I'm like, wait a minute, this porch light looks fucking weird. No, it's daylight. It was like 7:45 and it was still daylight. It already stopped raining.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if the storm continued on up through the night, but I didn't lose power. So I assumed, you know what? It wasn't that bad. I'll go to work tomorrow like nothing. I'd start driving to work tomorrow and street lights aren't working.
Right.
McDonald's is closed.
Oh, that's
the
even
next
worse.
McDonald's is closed. The Burger King's closed. The gas station's closed, and I'm on a quarter tank. And I'm driving. Oh, man, I got there early. I'm going to do some Hot Wheel hunting. Oh, shit, Walmart's closed. I'm like, what the fuck happened? And just as I get to the parking lot, I get a text from my bank that I work for. They tell me, hey, late opening. We're opening at 10 o'clock instead of 9 o'clock, so show up at 9:30. Like, damn, that information would have been useful last night. Could have gotten an extra 45 minutes or an hour of sleep, you know. I didn't realize where I'm at Rice and Gulfton. There's a Taqueria Sarandas there.
Oh, yeah.
Power was on, and it wasn't even crowded. Like, it was just typical Friday there in the Mexican restaurant. Treated the staff to breakfast. Waited it out until we got power. Went to the branch. Still didn't have power. Well, I take it back. It was on backup generators, so the lobby had power. One computer had power. Guess whose computer it was?
Yours.
Mine, of course. So I'm doing all the fucking work, as always. Everything else doesn't work. Branch manager's office is dead. Conference room is dead. Vault room is dead. Safe box room is dead. Kitchen's dead. Restrooms are dead. Electrical room's dead. So we just faked it till we made it. Power came on about 2 hours later, completely. And we're back at it like nothing. But it was surprising how what I thought was just something minimal, like something that just like another storm that happens every other week. I didn't think it was that bad.
You know, I thought the same thing.
That was crazy. And then the fact that it persisted. Friends that had no power on Friday, had no power on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Slowly started to get it back on Sunday. And then Monday. And then with your job,
Yeah. Out all the way.
you took the power outage with you to Austin.
I did. It's ridiculous. But
C'est la vie, man.
c'est la vie. Sacre bleu.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me see if I can get this turned on and going here on our side. It, for some reason, it doesn't want to actually get into the episode.
What'd you do?
I don't know. Like I press it to like do play or like to play, and it doesn't want to go. Like it won't let me like watch our own fucking thing. All right, let's see. Live. Latest.
In the Technicolor.
Yeah, see? Look. If you click on that, nothing happens. Yeah.
That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Porsche is in there. Hey, Porsche.
Hey.
So that's a you problem, not a we problem.
I guess so. I mean, somebody's watching, so I guess that's good. Wow, it lets me open it from the Facebook. Let's see. Open in app. Continue. There it is. All right. That's weird. Hello, foolish mortals. Hello, Portia.
The sound is on, yes?
Let's see.
Is it?
The sound is on.
There we go.
There it is.
Yeah.
All right.
Ready?
Hot dog, we have a wiener.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Short shriveled to the left.
Yeah.
Probably this heat.
I believe we are ready. All right. Live from the landing strip in Houston, Texas. It's the 444th, 5th edition of Houston Wrestling Radio. This is Abel.
This is Chris.
Ah! And thank you, Chris. How are you, sir?
I'm good.
Good.
It's been a rough week. Well, it's been a long week. It's been a tiring week. And I'm not even done.
Yeah, week ain't over yet. Week ain't over yet. But if you're watching this live, like Portia, log into your YouTube account. That way I can chat with you in the live chat here on the show. You can, talk with us and fact check and talk
figured
shit.
it out.
Say hi. I did figure it out. If you're not watching this live, that's okay. You could still interact by dropping a comment down below or going to facebook.com/Houston Wrestling Radio. And we can use the clicks and the likes and the appreciations and the whatnots.
He likes the attention.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do it for the applause.
Applause.
Chris! How are
Bonsoir!
you? Bonsoir!
Comment ça va?
Ça va.
Ah, très bien. Oui.
Yeah.
Merci beaucoup, Leon.
That's true.
Backlash. What was
great.
supposed to be a middling beat pay-per-view, a boring sequel to WrestleMania, watered down, 5 matches. You pretty much knew who was gonna win and who didn't. We got them all right.
Yeah. I
But
think
goddamn,
it was fun. It reminded me a lot of the Backlash show last year in Puerto Rico.
San Juan, man.
Yeah. Just with a different flavor, Did Leon do better than Puerto Rico? I mean, probably.
Oh yeah.
I think so. But I kind of want to say it's not a competition, right?
Really?
When they get to that level, it's fun no matter what.
Yeah.
It seemed like a different kind of fun, but it was still fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
La. It's a gift and a curse. And I'll tell you why. And this isn't a slight to France. We had the conversation internally in our chat after Backlash happened. I'm like, I don't give a fuck where it is next year. I'm going.
Okay.
Because I'm assuming the next Backlash is not going to be in the States.
Right.
You go from a badass Backlash to wherever the fuck Raw was that next Monday, and everyone sat in their hands. And it was like night and day, the presentation. Same people, same storyline, same progression, same WWE universe.
Mm-hmm.
Just, man, Leon sent the bar. I don't want to sound like an asshole saying this. They set the bar too fucking high. It's gonna take a fucking lot because it was fucking consistent.
Yeah.
The second
Throughout the entire show.
second song of the night was Randy Orton's theme, and the French people were singing every word.
Arnold says, "Hello, kings and queens."
They sang the lyrics to every word.
I'm the queen, I guess.
Sure.
You're the king. Sure.
The last match of the night, they're singing the lyrics to Cody's song.
Oh, he said we're both queens.
Sure. Queen of Hearts, obviously. It provided.
I took you for your Queen of Spades.
Oh.
Oh.
I got tired of clubbing. It produced one of the coolest moments in wrestling history for me. Watching the crowd sing to AJ Styles during the introduction and that main camera shaking.
Yeah.
Shaking.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing to hear the announcers claim, oh my God, the walls are moving. I've never been in an experience like this. It's one thing to say it, and it's something else to watch it. Yeah. I've seen videos of San Francisco and California earthquakes.
Right.
And watching that video, I'm like, whoa. We've said this before on our show about how impactful an audience can be.
Yeah.
To where, damn, that looks like fun. That looks like something I'm not used to. I want to spend my money. I want to go see them. I want to be a part of this. I want to that. You know, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate is why I went to Chicago to watch All In. Gunther, Walter at the time was. There's a lot of atmospheres, crowds where you're like, damn, I want to be a part of that at least once. You know, and that crowd in France, fuck, they blew it out the water, man.
They did.
Yeah,
they did, man. You know, I think, well, you kind of mentioned it, but that the conversation that we usually have about these kind of things usually come up at the end of the year when we're doing our year-end episode, when we're arguing over what's the match of the year, and you say, oh, well, you got to take into account all the aspects, you know, the atmosphere and the crowds and all this and that. But to quote Travis, well, I'm not from France, and I wasn't there, so I don't really give a shit. And
n'est pas de merde, s'il vous plaît.
Yeah. So it's like, this crowd made the show so much that I enjoyed watching it just to see what they would do next. And I didn't really get that feeling since last year in San Juan. Since 2 years before that in the Raw after Mania in, I think it was Brooklyn, right? Or was it three Raws after Mania ago? I don't know. Whatever it was. It was like, oh, the Raws after Mania are usually pretty crazy. The last couple haven't been. But this is the same feeling that we get of where the fans are just rabid and they're into it no matter what they do. And there was this strange wholesomeness about it as well. You know, it wasn't like jaded wrestling fans trolling with their chants, which is kind of like what the Raw after Mania crowd sometimes does. They troll WWE. They take over. But they were reacting almost in a wholesome way to what they should have been reacting to. For the most part, they were cheering all the faces and booing all the heels, with the exception of AJ Styles. But they kind of did it in a cute kind of way, and I don't know if cute is the right word, but it's kind of the right word.
It's the perfect word, because for the attitude and persona that AJ Styles is currently in, cute is not what he's aiming for. So when everyone's doing this, la 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 la, yeah, it's almost like a backhanded compliment.
Yeah.
So it fit for him.
Yeah, and I think it said more about the crowd than it did about AJ. But
and again, I wish if he was a face, he would have reveled in it.
Oh,
but the fact that he had to be stoic for the character that he's currently playing, I bet on the inside he was rattling just like the building was.
Oh, I bet. So it was cool. And I think my point, and I kind of rambled a little bit, my point was, this crowd as well as some of the other crowds that we have seen before and the ones that I've mentioned, might lean me closer to your opinion and not Travis's opinion of maybe the crowd does matter. Mm-hmm. Maybe the crowd matters more than what you think it does, especially when you talk about what happened to Raw after Backlash, where it was just like, oh God, same people, same storyline, same everything, but the crowd was just dead. Mm-hmm. You know, and maybe what wrestling needs is WWE, or if they were able to have pulled it off, but I don't think now they can, New Japan, to earnestly travel and get out of their market, because their markets are, their fans are jaded because maybe of an embarrassment of riches, right? Like in New Japan, or in Japan, you have multiple promotions. In the States, you have multiple promotions, and you have a lot of fans that are like us, super jaded. We know what the hell's going on. We want what we want because we think we should get it because we know what we're doing. And then if we don't get it, but the guys in France, like you said, there was nothing really surprising with the outcomes, but everybody was fucking rabid over it because they're not jaded. And that's why I say it was strangely wholesome.
And they don't have the embarrassment of riches. They get a house show that gets a 15-second clip on Raw the next week afterwards.
Not even 15 seconds.
Yeah. So the fact that not even Paris, Lyon got a pay-per-view, yeah, they showed out. They wanted to make sure that this is an opportunity to show WWE is like, hey, you need to come back. You need to do a Raw here. You need to do a big show here. This needs to be commonplace that every year we do something big in France. If we got to take the train for 2 hours to go to Paris next time, we're going to bring all that fervor with us. If we got to go to Nice next time, we're going to take all that fervor with us. But France is a spot that wants WWE programming.
Apparently.
Live.
Which also,
and if they're willing to pay what they paid, because I saw what the ticket prices were for Clash at the Castle, nosebleeds at $275 before Ticketmaster fees, and it's selling out.
I'm glad you brought up Clash at the Castle, because
Clash at the Castle
2. Well, because I was going to say part 1, they were pretty fervent as well.
Yeah.
Now it wasn't as remarkable as the own or the Raws after WrestleMania, but they were still pretty damn hot.
Yeah.
So it begs the question, what would happen if they go to these other cities in France? But what would happen if they go to other cities in Europe, period? What if they go to fucking Portugal, Spain, Germany, all these other countries, Austria? God damn, can you imagine?
We got Berlin in August, bro. I'm ready for that. I'm fucking ready.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if we're going to continue talking about travel, Dirt Sheets had said something about how WWE's business model, they want to keep the big four in the States, and they basically want to throw the PLEs out the rest of the world.
Okay. Was this according to, is this a rumor or is this confirmed?
It's rumor. But you see all the dates that they've had. They've already had they had Australia already in February. They had France in May. They're going to have Money in the Bank in July in Toronto. And then they're having Berlin in August. They haven't really. The other thing that I've noticed, because obviously if you look around, I'm the road crew for HWR. Normally, the last 10 years at least, they would have the whole year of events already planned out.
Yeah.
So where, I know this, so Payback is in San Antonio. I know the tickets are going to go on sale at this time of day. I need to be ready so I can plan appropriately.
Yeah.
After Berlin in August, there's no September date scheduled, no October, no November, no December, no Rumble in January. The next date is officially
SummerSlam.
After August. The next official date is the 2 nights of Mania in Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Everything else is up for grabs. So they could go to Buenos Aires, or they could go to
Buenos Aires.
They could go somewhere else. The Buenos Argentina, where they have the Chola wrestling, where the women's wrestling,
that's
real popular.
Yeah.
Like there's so many.
They could go to Uganda. and do the soft ground wrestling with Brennan and Manny.
They'll find another flag already planted there, but they'll put a bigger one right next to it. Yeah. Like, doesn't matter if you're first; it's matter if you do it best. First isn't always best. So yeah, I'm curious to see what ends of the earth they're willing to go.
Yeah.
To see if they're. I mean, they've done house shows for decades, even before COVID. They know which by now you would know which countries sustain something special, what countries doesn't. Oh shit, can we do Mexico City for something?
Yeah.
You know? So I'm curious to see where they take it. And it's not a popular opinion. I've been to enough here.
Yeah.
You know? And we talked a lot about I don't know if hatred is the right word, but our dislike for the business side of WWE dealing with Saudi Arabia.
Right.
But all that flipped for me when you want to talk about wholesomeness, about the Saudi crowd cheering for Sami Zayn in that pre-show.
Yeah.
And then marking for Sami Zayn. And now he's coming back this weekend for a triple threat intercontinental title. He's probably going to be bathed in glory down there, which you would have never thought a Syrian and Saudi would get over royalty.
Yeah.
No pun intended, I guess. So the fans are going to be the ones benefiting.
Right.
So where else can they go?
And I think I said this after the first Saudi show. Because it was like, oh man, WWE Blood Money presented by, Prince, whatever his name is. It's like
Bin Salman.
Yeah. It's like, damn, they're really selling out just for the money to this big fucking, country.
It's an easy target to aim for if you really hate them that bad. And that was during the Vince era where we hated Vince with a fucking passion.
True. But like here, but the point that I had made after when we reviewed that first Saudi show was, the kids have nothing to do with the government, right? The families that were sitting out there had nothing to do with the government. You just brought up a good point from the last year's Saudi show. Them cheering for Sammy, and it's not like he hid it, right? He didn't hid that he is Syrian.
Yeah.
So,
and he wasn't even hiding it at the show. He still had Syrian symbols on his leggings,
man.
And now on his merch.
Yeah, he didn't hide it. He doesn't hide it at all. They know. And they're still cheering for him. It's so interesting that the people of a place aren't always necessarily the same as the government of a place. It's just weird, man. And it's like, I don't know. You kind of already said it best. Let's stop at Saudi, Russia, Israel, North Korea. I mean, okay, Porsche. Yeah, I mean, I get it too. Like, what? Would you want WWE going to North Korea, getting paid by Kim Jong-un to, put on a show there? That feels fucking icky, right? But
they're not looking primarily to entertain government. They're primarily looking to entertain the fans that buy their merch, that watch their programming, that download their YouTube videos, that buy the songs on their iTunes in their foreign country. And like you just said earlier about Saudi, governments don't represent the people. Not all the time. Yeah, they don't.
At least to a certain extent. I'm sure a lot of those people that are there may be very bigoted. Yeah. Right.
But, and if you're trying to give some credibility to WWE, you can turn it on a dime and say they're serious about women's movement. After 2 or 3 shows, we were given the green light to have a women's match, and now we have more women's matches the last time we went, and now we're actually having a queen of the ring, a term that isn't really accepted or exists in the Saudi land. This is a show that you're literally empowering women in a country that haven't even understood the definition of empowerment.
Yeah, and I get it that maybe to them and to their people that might be just
So how would that work?
A make-believe thing. Queens aren't really real, but, with this entertainment, we can make believe. They understand the concept of a queen, but, we're not going to have that really in our country. But, I mean, that's still a step, a step towards progress, right? So, I don't know. I'm so conflicted. That Porsche says they're entertaining royalty. The women's profession there has given me hope. Arnold says the women's profession there has given me hope. Yeah. I mean, I hope so. I mean, there's things that are problematic about it, and I get that. But at the same time, if you look at it almost as an envoy of progress, like sometimes. Okay, what's something that America is really good at? America exports.
Stupidity.
Yes, but America exports their culture very well.
Yeah.
Because of Hollywood. Now, I understand WWE is not Hollywood, but it is American culture that's getting exported, and that is a lot of what's called soft power.
Yeah.
Right? That's kind of what Japan did, right? And Japan is still doing that. Remember, Japan was on the wrong side of history in World War II, but everyone fucking loves Japan nowadays.
And it's still on my bucket list to go.
Because of goddamn Hello Kitty, right?
Or Godzilla.
Yeah.
Or Gundam.
Yeah.
Or Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. So
or drifting.
Tokyo drifting, if you will. America is great at being bigots. You're right. Portia says that too. Yeah. America's great at being bigots. You're right. But there's also a lot of there's a culture war in America, right? And there's the half of the side that's complete bigots and half the side that's aren't. I would say that if you say that, okay, well, you're all American, so you're all bad, that means that the very progressive Americans aren't. So, and the very progressive American art isn't. What? So you're painting the MAGA guy with the same brush as you're painting me, or a fucking drag queen that's trying to read to little kids in a library? Yeah. Like, to a foreigner, they're all Americans, so they're all fucking bad. And I think that's what I'm trying to say here. That they're Saudis, they're all fucking bad. No. Well, they're not all fucking MAGA Saudis. There might be some drag queen Saudis. I understand, what just
a hypothetical.
Yeah,
example
that's a hypothetical.
Of the differences of where people are at mentally and spiritually.
America's the best. America number one. Shut up, Arnold. Lana is the best. Lana number one. But I don't know. Like I see this as problematic as WWE has been in the past. This is also maybe if we're helping darker corners of the world to get a little bit of light, it might be worth it to revel in that light that they receive. You know? I don't know, man. I laugh at you in black. What? Dude, Mansoor is Saudi. Is Mansoor Saudi Arabian? Is he? I think so. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Because he had the thing, where he was there. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
So we talked about the travel. Let's get into it. King and Queen of the Ring is this Saturday at noon, our time. 7 p.m.
Saturday. Not Sunday. Saturday.
So we got a nice little wrinkle to talk about here.
All right.
So this hasn't happened since 2003.
What's the wrinkle?
Winner of the King of the Ring tournament gets a title shot at SummerSlam.
Now, is that both men's and women's?
Yes. And they didn't declare which belt, so they can go for either.
All right.
Either
Raw or SmackDown. Yeah. I thought you meant either men's or women's.
Yeah. I mean, if you're Jade Cargill or Nia Jax, talk about progression. Be progressive and fuck yeah. For anybody that didn't know, it was Brock Lesnar. That's how he took the belt from The Rock. He won his title shot from winning King of the Ring, beating Rob Van Dam, I think, in the finals. Let's start with the ladies.
All right.
Lyra Valkyria.
All right.
On the Raw side, she's in the finals. Her opponent will be either Nia Jax or Bianca Belair.
Because we don't know yet.
Finals for SmackDown is tomorrow.
Okay.
Which are happening in Saudi.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Arnold says Queen Nia. Portia says Queen Lyria.
I think it's a hell of a rub for Valkyria to win it.
Yeah.
If
Valkyria wins it, okay. Hold on. Back up.
Okay, give me give me what you think the finals will be, and then give me an anticipation for your final.
Okay. let me ask you a question because it seems a little vague to me, so I need this answer first. Is there a Valkyria a face or a heel?
She's a face.
Is she?
She's been a face the entire time in NXT UK,
Okay.
NXT US, and now on the main roster.
She seems a little stoic.
Scottish.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Or
Irish.
Because I'm not too familiar with her NXT work.
She has. There's been some promos not behind the scenes, but there's been some promos where you can actually see some sort of personality of herself come onto the camera.
Okay.
It's not a consistent thing. I never really, even till now, haven't gotten the promo to understand what the fuck Illyria Valkyria is.
Okay.
But she's great in the ring. As a guy with a swinging dick, she's very attractive. She cuts a pretty decent promo. I like her. I'm one of the few people that like her accent.
Okay.
I haven't seen a bad match. I haven't seen her botch anything, put anybody else in danger.
Think Irish Xena.
Thank you. I think
Irish
that's it.
Xena. Okay.
Irish Xena.
All right.
I didn't know Xena could fly.
Okay.
I told you. I'm Lucy Lawless. So what's your final?
All right. So if Lyra is a face, then I would have to say Naya's going to be in there to have face versus heel. I would like it to be Bianca going all the way, but I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be Nia.
You have Nia winning the whole thing.
I don't know.
We have Nia in the finals.
Yeah, I was saying Nia in the finals, right? Who do you have in the finals? Bianca or Nia? What's up, Daniel? Damn, Daniel hasn't been in the live chat in forever.
Entertain me. Show the Saudi Arabian country and the people around the world that there's still such a thing as women's wrestling. Give me Valkyria and Belair.
Okay.
I'm at a 9 for that if that happens.
Okay. I would be at an 8 for Valkyria versus Nia.
In your hypothetical, who's winning?
Nia. Heel Queen of the Ring. Shoving it in everybody's faces till she gets to SummerSlam, loses.
So who do you have her wrestling afterwards? Do you have her wrestling Bayley? Do you have her wrestling Becky? Or
Bayley.
Do you have her wrestling Liv?
Bayley.
You have Nia versus Bayley.
Bayley.
I don't think that's ever been done.
But it was teased.
Already?
It was teased before Mania, remember? When
That's
the
right.
build to Royal Rumble.
That's right.
Right? You're like, oh shit, well who they're gonna wait. Oh, Nia just punked out Bayley. Oh shit. And now that Bayley has a face
That's
turn.
good foreshadowing.
Yeah, and it's a face turn now. Queen Nia.
I know it's
Ooh. Daniel says this. I saw his name and I didn't read his comment. Cargill will cause Belair to lose. She'll go after Nia. Belair gets distracted. Nia takes her out. Cargill and Belair will wind up feuding. Is it too soon for that?
Yes.
Okay.
I think the person that has the most to gain from winning is Valkyria.
Fair.
And I would go one step further and say that we never got a rubber match between Valkyria and Becky Lynch. When Becky took the NXT title from Valkyria,
Oh, yeah.
and Valkyria took it back from Becky. And now that they're friends, run it back.
All right.
That's what I would go for.
Okay.
If Bianca would win it, I wouldn't be mad at it.
I wouldn't
She
be
fucking
mad.
deserves it.
Yeah.
And that's not to say Nia doesn't deserve it. I'm just saying who benefits the most. Nia's already been world champ. She's already had a title match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
She's golden.
All the accolades that you could give Bianca Belair, give it to her. Give it to her. At the end of her career, I want her
There's not enough dirt in the world to grow the roses for Bianca Belair.
Right.
I need to write that one down.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. But the one person that has the most to earn You want to put over your talent that you just brought over. Holy
Okay.
shit, this girl's been on the roster for 2 months and she's already queen of the ring. She's a somebody. Give it to her.
Would that have not been Tiffy?
Oh my God. Right now, in May 2024.
Arnold says Queen Bianca. Oh, I hear that every day. Because you get it. His wife's name is Bianca.
That's his problem.
Yeah.
She has a middle name. Call her that. Like I mentioned earlier, I don't know what the fuck Alira Valkyria actually is defined by. There's enough definition in Tiffany Stratton that in 2024, right now, she doesn't need Queen of the Ring. Next year, you can give it to her, or you can give her another tournament or something else. Mm-hmm. She doesn't need it right now. Tiffy already is an anomaly to me because she's getting reactions, mixed reactions that I was not expecting. Like, I'm 90% sure that not everyone in the audience every week on SmackDown watched NXT. Mm-hmm. This is a new product to a lot of that casual audience.
I mean, it's new to me too.
And for them to like her, she's supposed to be a heel, the Valley Girl, the and the Tiffy time and all that stuff. And she's like another, again, attractive, athletic, hasn't had a bad match. She's grabbing people's attention with every week. Her promos are good. She doesn't stutter.
Yeah.
We'll get to AEW side. Right now, Tiffany doesn't need it.
Okay.
She's good where she is right now.
Yeah.
I have that.
All right.
Yeah. But damn, I was bummed when Tiffy lost.
Yeah.
You know what? I was bummed when Carmelo lost. Carmelo would look good against Randy Orton.
All right. Let's move on to the men's side of the bracket.
Gunther on Raw against either Randy Orton or Tama Tonga.
I would love to see Tama Tonga beat Randy Orton to just kind of further solidify the bloodline as, don't call it a comeback kind of thing, right? Roman's gone and now we're in this the spin-off show. This isn't Sons of Anarchy anymore. This is Mayans. Oh, well, Mayans is going to suck. Oh, you know what? Actually, Mayans is actually pretty good. Mm-hmm. Holy shit. Breaking Bad, but, Better Call Saul's going to suck. Holy shit. Better Call Saul is actually pretty good. That's where I'm kind of am with the Bloodline stuff. The Bloodline stuff was great. Then it's over. All right. Season 2 of the Bloodline's going to suck. But, well, hold on. Maybe they're onto something here. So I would like to see Tama get that extra push.
And they added Tongaloa. So now the Gorillas of Destiny are in the WWE house.
Yeah.
But
we're going to have King Gunther. King Gunther is going to reign supreme. And he is going to have to take that out on not Tama, because that wouldn't make any sense to let Tama make it to the finals and then lose to somebody that he can't feud with, and then also that's a heel-on-heel match. Tama's got to lose to Orton to keep that feud going, with Orton SmackDown babyface side with the other SmackDown babyface people taking on the Bloodline. It wouldn't make sense to Gunther be the guy to take him out. So Orton's got to win to further the Bloodline storyline. Orton versus Gunther, you got a heel versus face. Gunther still beats Orton either because Gunther's just that badass, or Bloodline gets involved and interferes. Because remember, how did Gunther qualify?
Yeah,
he choked out main event Jey Uso. So you know what, main event Jey Uso could also get involved with this. Maybe, just like try to think he's going to try to cost Gunther, but not really. He's the face, so he can't do it. But the rest of the Bloodline's out there. So he's trying to save Randy Orton, but, Jimmy and Jay. And then maybe there's the other turn where all of a sudden main event is with the Bloodline now again. I don't know. It could be pretty crazy.
So you got Gunther versus Orton. What's your number?
8.
I also have Gunther versus Orton.
Okay.
I would be at a 9 for that. Devil's advocate.
Yes.
Because we mentioned earlier, the winner gets a title shot at SummerSlam. SummerSlam's in the beginning of August. We're not even out of May yet. So you have 2 full months of build. Is there enough? Can Gunther carry a story for 2 months building up to a title match at SummerSlam? Is there enough meat on that Gunther bone? As opposed to Orton, Cody, Legacy, reuniting, coming back. Orton over Cody's shoulders. Like, I never had to worry about that. Or I didn't have to work, or I don't have to do that. Or, you know, slowly getting under each other's skin. And before you know it, that brotherhood between them starts to sour a little bit. And then you put the title in, and get the title involved.
And then Ted DiBiase Jr. comes back.
You can tell a lot more of a story, and you can get a lot more of people's with the stake of Cody versus Orton.
Okay.
You get a fuck ton of sizzle watching Gunther beat the ever-loving fuck out of Cody. I had the conversation with Travis. Cody beats Gunther at SummerSlam by disqualification. And then the rematch, it just happens to be in fucking Berlin.
No. Oh. Yeah, that'd be brilliant.
I'm at a 9. I've got Gunther winning. But again, I wouldn't be mad at either.
So you're at a 9.
Yeah.
For the same match that I'm predicting.
Mm-hmm.
Ask me why I'm not at a 9 and why I'm at an 8.
Why are you at an 8?
I don't think the match itself is going to be good in between the bells. I can't picture Randy Orton being
chopped to death
by Gunther
until you see it.
Yeah.
You didn't think Randy Orton would be a hardcore wrestler until Mick Foley threw him in a bunch of fucking tacks and hit him with a barbed wire and the barbed wire board.
That was also 15 years ago. 2024 Orton, I'm not sure if he's willing to go too far out of his comfort zone.
It was just 3 or 4 years ago where there was a moment in time where, not intentionally, but eventually,
I'm sorry,
Orton kind of solidified Drew McIntyre as a tweener. There was a match between them on Raw, and Orton chopped the fuck out of McIntyre.
Yeah.
And then McIntyre's like, oh, yeah? And he chopped him so loud, my mother heard it, and she's fucking dead. And it went back and forth, and Orton selling McIntyre's chops, like ringing his ears and really like selling it like the grimace that it fucking hurt. And you see it light up like a fucking laser etching it out. Mm-hmm. Orton can still take it. Okay. I think Orton can still take it. I don't want to picture what a match would look like. I'm picturing what a fucking beating would look like. And you could solidify Gunther with Gunther's beaten, like not beaten like in a match, like wins and losses. Like, he's destroyed Sheamus 3 times.
Yeah.
McIntyre twice. Ilya Dragunov, Match of the Year candidate 2 years in a row. Ciampa. Pete Dunne. Tyler Bate. Beefy Joe Coffey in NXT UK.
A lot of those names had something to prove, though. I don't think Randy Orton at this point in his career has anything left to prove.
He's never won King of the Ring.
Well, no, I get that kayfabe-wise, but I mean not kayfabe-wise. I don't think he has anything left to prove to intentionally put on a banger and intentionally be like, yeah, sure, give me all the chops you can. Right?
Besides the hardcore aspect, has Orton ever been in a stiff match?
I don't think none jump out to me.
Angle as a wrestler, but not as like a brawl or someone where you're just like boom, 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 and you wear it when the match is over. Have you ever seen Orton in a match like that? He has something to prove we don't know.
Okay.
It's like, now I've done it all. I've gotten my ass beat by fucking Gunther.
Well, Daniel Price brings up a good point. Orton dropped out to a refrigerator in the House of Horrors match.
For all intents and purposes, I've got Gunther winning.
Arnold.
It's his time.
Arnold says if Ted DiBiase Jr. comes back, it'll be as Nails Jr. That's what made me full on guffaw in the middle of what you were saying.
Gunther's winning.
All right.
Who you got winning?
Gunther.
Okay.
King Gunther.
Sami Zayn, Bronson Reed, Chad Gable, triple threat. Your favorite kind of match.
Mm-hmm.
Intercontinental title.
Mm-hmm.
Go.
I'm at an 8. Giving out a lot of 8s tonight. I'm at an 8.
Did you see a lot of boobs today like this?
Sammy's winning.
Yeah.
I don't see him dropping the title to Chad this quickly. And he sure as hell not dropping the title to Bronson. I like Bronson. But I think this is like, hey, sorry you couldn't make it to Mania. We'll make it up to you and put you in this program.
We'll get you a payday in Saudi.
Yeah, they put you in this program that you don't really belong in.
Yeah.
Right? We'll make it a triple threat. That way you actually have a title match. Like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But he's not supposed to be in this feud.
It's one person too many. I think he got hand-fisted into this storyline between Chad and Sammy.
Bronson Breaker.
This would be a good time for them to have a one-on-one match and then just move on to the next thing. I'm still under the impression that Sammy's not as over as he was the same time last year, but you could only hang your hat on that for so long. So after this pay-per-view, I'm gonna let it go.
Okay.
And see how far he can go now. Maybe they call back the bloodline later on, and he has to be an honorary Uce again to take on the Wild Tongans, led by Solo.
Okay.
So I've got Zayn winning it also.
This is the makeup for Australia because he wasn't there.
Yeah, he was supposed to be in the chamber.
Oh, what? Oh, that's right. It wasn't Mania.
Chamber.
It was well, no wait. He missed both Chamber and Mania.
Yeah.
Right. So this is the makeup for both of those.
Yeah.
Okay.
Liv,
Thank you, Portia.
Liv Morgan against Becky Lynch for the women's world title.
9. See, it's not all 8s for me today. 9.
Really?
Yeah. Liv.
Why?
Liv is doing it for me.
Okay.
I like Liv's revenge tour. She's, she's somehow more menacing than what she should be for her stature and for how much she was over, last year when people really started getting behind her and she went from mid-card to, okay, she could actually be at the top of the women's division. But now it's not like a underdog story. It was like well, shit, I should have been here. I am here. Now I'm not. Fuck you. I'm going to take you all out. It almost feels Kill Billy to me, Okay. Kill Billish, and I'm digging it. I'm digging Liv. Yeah. And I kind of want her to take out Becky.
6.5.
Really?
7.
Really?
Okay. I don't know. I don't know what it is that I'm missing, to be honest. I would have been a lot higher if this was Liv versus Mommy, because that's where the story is. The fact that Mommy's injured and we have to fill the role by somebody whose story doesn't carry the same weight against Liv. Liv is the building the story right. Liv is the protagonist of her own story because she was put on the shelf.
Right. So
her revenge should not have been putting Mommy on the shelf. Her revenge should have been taking the belt from Mommy. Not being in this match with Becky. Her story doesn't carry the same amount of weight against Becky. I also think I'm on the opposite side of the coin that Arnold is. Maybe her winning the belt again will probably put me in the opinion that she might actually belong in the main event picture. I think it was she fired a blank in her first title run. It just, for whatever reason, it wasn't working for me. I saw the fire that she was getting when I went to Money in the Bank after COVID in Dallas and Fort Worth.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully I get that reaction again if Liv wins the belt the second time. I'm not there yet. But again, anticipation, I'm still on the story of we're in the wrong chapter here. This is the wrong villain for the protagonist, because the protagonist in this story with Becky is Becky, because she's the champion and she's supposed to defend the championship, and she just came back from having a kid, and she's nursing Seth Rollins because he's hurt. She's the baby face in this. So Liv's revenge tour. It's a weird parallel.
Well, okay, I understand Becky's the face in this, and I guess again, this is probably why I am at a 9. I understand why overall this probably shouldn't be as high for me, but for me, I'm at a 9 on this because I kind of want to see Becky lose, because I don't think Becky should be the rightful owner of that title.
I would have been at a 9 if this match was happening this weekend, but Liv was the champ and Becky was the contender.
I would be at a 10 if this was Liv versus Rhea. Now it's not. That's why I'm at a 9. But this is mostly for Liv.
No, you're at 8.
Yeah.
You're
at 9.
Yeah, you're at 9.
It's mostly for Liv, because I think the Liv side of the equation is so good that I'm a little disappointed on the Becky side. But I'm so looking forward to Becky getting shutted the hell up.
And what if she isn't?
Then I'll be disappointed, and my anticipation level was wrong. I would be a victim of bad expectations, right? But I think Liv's winning it, and I hope that she wins it. And I hope Becky gets to go away, because Becky is venturing in that Sasha Banks and Charlotte territory.
Yahweh.
Where I'm like, Yahweh. Bayley was kind of there for a while until she kind of reinvented herself with Damage Control, and then exited Damage Control and was having a pretty good babyface run.
Yeah.
But Sasha and now Mercedes, oh God, she's got even staler somehow. She got staler while she was away. Okay, but yeah, her and Charlotte, if I never see Charlotte wrestle again, I'm fine. Becky is starting to get in that same echelon. Very close. So I want to see Becky lose, and I want to see Becky lose to someone that's a plucky up and comer, and that's Liv. So I'm very interested. Now, Arnold in the live chat says I'm back on the Liv train. I don't think Becky, but I think Becky is becoming the new. Yeah, that doesn't work for me, brother. You might have a point there. That might add to my Becky fatigue. I don't know. Daniel Price says this. I'll get there eventually. Liv will take the title off of Becky, hold it till Ripley comes back. Dom screws over Rhea in favor of Liv. There's a story there too. Yeah. Dom going for Liv over Rhea, and I go, oh, the drama there would be great. And then Portia goes, yeah, the snooze new revenge with Dom though. yeah. Oh God, that could be a good story.
Cody Rhodes, Logan Paul, WWE title.
Man, this one's hard for me to judge. This was really hard for me, man.
On paper, 8, Cody's winning it. There's no way they're putting the belt on Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Which is sad, because I'm the crazy guy that say, you know what, give it to Logan and see what the world would look like.
Yeah.
Because he's... I can't believe I'm going to say this as a compliment. He's as good as promoting as Vince McMahon is. And the fact that WWF to where it is now.
Okay.
That mostly him. Logan Paul is promoting himself damn good. He's got his own energy drink on the damn mat.
Yes, Arnold, it did. He asked, did this become official that it's not for the U.S. title?
Yes.
Yes.
There was a contract signing the week after Cody found out that Logan was going to be the opponent. And Logan had his attorneys write up a new contract where only the WWE title is on the line and not the U.S. title. So it's not title for title.
Yeah.
So Logan Paul sells himself very fucking well, and he has the physical, he has the wrestling acumen to back it up. Again, what's a bad Logan Paul match in the 8 matches he's had so far?
Right.
I think I said this before on a couple episodes before, forgetting Sarah Marshall, the scene where they're both on the ocean. And they're like, yeah, your music along the dross that was on my girl's iPad. That was one of your songs. It was a gothic Neil Diamond. And then the dude's like, fuck. I'm supposed to hate you because you're banging my ex-girlfriend, but fuck, you're cool. I see why she likes you. That's how I feel about Logan Paul. It's like, that scene from Forgetting Sarah Marshall pops in almost every time I see Logan Paul on television. It's like, God, I want to punch you in the face with a dirty tampon, but goddamn, you're awesome. You know? I hope someone out there got that.
That's kind of a good explanation.
3 years from now, Logan Paul is going to be one of the top 3 baby faces in all of professional wrestling.
God,
wait for it. Wait for it.
I mean, maybe
heard it here.
Maybe, like, man, I don't know. Like, why do I not like Logan Paul?
Let me count the ways.
Well, no, I can't really count the ways. I can tell you why I don't like Logan Paul. Because of the bullshit that he did on his YouTube channel when he was younger.
Off the camera. Off the WWE camera. Off the WWE camera.
Yeah, on the YouTube cameras.
Yeah.
Like the stupid bro bullshit he did, right? The douchebaggery that he did, right?
Yeah.
That's why I don't like him. So I don't like past Logan Paul. But is past Logan Paul and present Logan Paul the same person, right? Because and also is present Logan Paul and Logan Paul the wrestler, the character, the same person. As a wrestling character, his character is actually pretty good. Mm-hmm. He's a good fucking douchebag as a character, and he's playing it up pretty well. The thing with the brass knucks, that's something I've been wanting for wrestlers to do for a long time. Remember back in the early 2000s and in the 90s and Attitude Era, everybody had a signature foreign weapon.
Lawler.
Yeah. He is actually bringing back a signature foreign weapon. I've been asking for that for the longest time, right? Yeah. Cool. He has a signature foreign weapon. Great. He's pretty good on the mic. He's pretty clever. And he's a damn good wrestler. So it's like, fuck. The wrestler, I like. Present Logan Paul, is he still as problematic as past Logan Paul? Or has he learned his lessons? Genuinely. I don't know. I think he's learned his lessons definitely through a PR standpoint. I'm sure his PR person, which I'm sure he has one, has said, hey, that shit you did in Japan, that shit you did on YouTube, that shit you did, don't do that shit anymore. Why? Because we got to sell Prime. So has he genuinely...
You're a brand now.
Yeah. Has he genuinely learned from his mistakes? Has he grown as a man and as a person? Well, if he has, then I can't keep holding that over him.
Or is it wrong to kill 2 birds with 1 stone?
How so?
Change as a person for yourself,
and
also for the business.
Yeah, I get it. So,
I go by some clips of him recently. He had a clip on the Pat McAfee show where he was like, wrestling Kevin Owens was the hardest fight I've ever had. It was harder than my fight with Floyd Mayweather. And he's like, with Floyd Mayweather, you only have to worry about getting punched by Floyd Mayweather. When you're in the WWE wrestling a guy like Kevin Owens, you got to worry about the fans watching at home, the fans that paid a ticket to buy it, to be there, the company. Kevin Owens is not your typical wrestler. He's someone that you really got to prepare for. And I also go by, and this is a weird thing to say, but it happened, by personal experience. I think I shared it with you. I don't know if I shared it on the air. The weekend of WrestleMania in Dallas, my nephew and I pull up to the convention center because we're going to buy merch. And there's a little golf cart, and there's fucking Logan Paul handing out fucking energy drinks to everybody. And he handed me and my nephew the drinks in my car we wished them luck. My nephew had a face like he won the lottery. He in those 45 seconds, he was one of the most personable people in the wrestling business that I've met in person. We've been afforded the luxury of meeting several people for Houston Wrestling Radio. I, on the road, have been lucky enough to meet people in happenstance in the moment. And Logan Paul's up there. So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt as far as Logan Paul, the human, regardless of what Logan Paul, the character on television, looks like. Because right now he's being a real asshole on television. He wasn't a real asshole to my nephew.
And this is why earlier I said I don't know how to rate this. I want to rate this as a 10.
Just what you see on television leading up to this.
But I also want to rate this as an 8. But I also want to rate this as a 5. Now, here's why, and I'll give you.
That's so scatterbrained.
I'll give.
That's a very queen take of you.
So I'll let them take. I'll give you an explanation for each one.
5.
5 for Cody, 0 for Logan. Right?
randomly he's just a number one
Yeah,
contender. He
fuck
did
Logan.
but fuck nothing to
fuck
earn
Logan. If I'm still in that camp of I don't like him because he's a douchebag because of all the shit that he does because he's a shit human being, cool. Now I have to realize that I haven't heard any shit human being Logan Paul news in several years. So being somebody that's a wildly different person now sitting at 40 as I was when I was 25, I have to, if I can afford myself to say that I am a different person and I don't want people judging me for who I was when I was 25, 20, then you know what? I need to afford that same leeway to others, right? But if I'm still operating under that same mindset, 5. Half for Cody, nothing for Logan.
Where's the 8 coming from?
The 8's coming from? Well, you know what? If I put that aside and actually practice what I preach, where I say, hey, people can grow, people can change, and I say, well, recently I haven't heard any douchebaggery news from Logan Paul. Let's just table that for now and just look at the wrestling. Wrestling, this is probably going to be a banger of a match. I want to see what Cody can do with Logan Paul. Logan Paul hasn't had a bad match. Mm-hmm. So you know what? Yeah.
10.
But, and actually we probably should have done this in reverse order. Okay, hold on. This was my justification for a 10. Everything that I just said about my justification for 8 is my justification that this is going to be a banger, blah, 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 this and that, whatever. It's going to be great. Blah, 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 blah. That's why I'm at a 10. But I'm at an 8 because I know who's going to win.
Yeah.
Cody's winning. So if I take my bias out of it, 10.
8.
If I leave my bias in it, 5. But then if I take my bias out and then I also say, well, I know who's winning, 8. So is that what I'm settling on? Am I settling on an 8? Okay.
You're all tits today.
Watch for the shoe, baby.
I'm also at an 8. On paper, it's going to be good. It's going to be in a huge-ass dome. Logan's got a bit to prove after losing his match against Roman at the last Saudi show. So I think we'll get an even better performance of Logan Paul with another person that I don't think has had a bad match lately, Cody. I'm at 8.
And Cody's gimmick, and I said this on our WrestleMania preview show, if Cody wins, Cody's gimmick is that he just has to put on banger after banger after banger until either Roman or The Rock comes back, and then we could continue the Bloodline versus Cody storyline part 2. Arnold said some good things in the live chat. He had said,
why can't he say I'm here though?
I don't know. He's got kids, that's why. I don't like you, but goddamn, I respect you.
Anchorman.
Yeah.
Yes.
He said his Impulsive podcast is actually really good when he has wrestlers on it. He has 100% ingrained himself in the wrestling culture. Yeah, I agree there. Daniel says, the Pauls get sucked into a black hole, never to be seen from again. Book it. Okay, yeah. And then Portia goes, put your bias in, put your bias out, put your bias in, shake it all about.
Yeah. And then you top it with a little crisscross applesauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And make you jump. I'm gonna wear my jeans backwards.
Oh, shit. I still got a pair of Jinkos somewhere in the closet.
Do you?
Yeah. Overall, that's the Saudi show.
It?
5 matches.
Oh my
They've
God.
been leaning a lot on the NXT quality over quantity thesis for a lot of these B-level PLEs. We only had 5 matches for Backlash.
So, that being said, I think my overall should be pretty easy.
Boobies.
Yeah, I pretty much gave everything with the exception of one match an 8.
I'm tits up. I'm an 8 too.
You're an 8 too?
Yep.
All right. Boom.
How much of this are you watching live?
0. Not watching it live at all. I got other plans.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm. Do you plan on watching it before the end of the weekend, Memorial Day weekend?
I don't know. Okay. Maybe. It depends on my schedule.
If you have someone driving for you for the weekend that you plan on having.
It also depends on whether or not my house has air conditioning.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because I might not be staying in my own place if that's the case. And because I don't want to stay in the AC, but we got a portable AC unit, but they might be coming to put in a new AC unit. So
it's tentative.
It's tentative.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you? Are you watching it live? Technicolor.
I plan to watch at least half of this live. I'm probably going to meet up at Travis's with Scott after I get off of work because I work this weekend.
Okay.
But I will try to skim through what I miss if we don't watch it from the beginning. If they don't wait for me when I get there.
Okay.
So we're talking about all this stuff with ramifications for SummerSlam this year. WWE just dropped a nugget today. They announced SummerSlam not for next year, the year after, 2026, a city that's been rumored to get a WrestleMania for years. Mm-hmm. They get a two-night SummerSlam in August 1st and 2nd, 2026. Minneapolis. Dad joke time. Which state sells the smallest drinks? Minnesota. Yeah. 2 nights. Do you think SummerSlam is worthy of a 2-nighter?
It can be if you really do what you say you espouse SummerSlam to be, which is the WrestleMania of the summer. That's what it's always been billed as. But let's be honest, it sometimes doesn't really feel like that, right? Mm-hmm. They always said this is the number 2 show of the year.
Rumble, bruv.
That's exactly what I was about to say. You took the words right out of my mouth. To me, it might be Rumble. Rumble might be number 2, right?
I look forward to the Rumble because of its gimmick.
Yeah. So that leaves Survivor Series and SummerSlam to be tied for number 3. And some years it's Survivor Series, some years it's SummerSlam.
And some years it's Money in the Bank.
You know what? Last year it was Backlash. You know what?
Yeah.
This year so far it's Backlash.
Next year? Who knows?
It might be Backlash. Yeah. So they're going to purify themselves in the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
Going backwards a little bit, I think the only other show besides Mania that's worthy of a 2-nighter is the Rumble because of the aspect of one not stealing the thunder of the other. Have the women main event the first night, the women's Rumble. Have the men's Rumble main event the second night. Everybody gets their moment to stand out. You can cross-pollinate Raw and SmackDown matches for both nights. Mm-hmm. But there's a reason there. I don't think that the winner of King and Queen of the Ring getting a title shot at SummerSlam warrants it being 2 nights. And as popular as WWE is now, if we're going to try to transition a little bit, because I mentioned this to you in the chat and you didn't really know what I was going to talk about. If you refuse to study history, you're bound to repeat the past. Okay. And this weekend is a big bookmark that should be in WWE's past. Because this weekend is Double or Nothing in Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. And it's a weird story to think about that, was it 2 years ago, 3 years ago? They were trying to put Money in the Bank at Allegiant Stadium.
That's
where
right.
the Raiders play.
Yeah.
Did it happen at Allegiant Field?
No.
Do you remember why?
Yeah, because they had Double or Nothing there, and they didn't want to compete the week after, or was it the week before?
No. They didn't have the stadium because they couldn't sell the fucking tickets.
Yeah, because Double or Nothing was there the week before, the week after.
Money in the Bank was like in the middle of June. Or July.
Was it? They
just couldn't sell out a stadium for Money in the Bank.
I remember being in Vegas when I saw the news because I was in Vegas for Double or Nothing and I saw the news. Oh, Money in the Bank, they had to move it.
Yeah, it wasn't selling.
Okay.
And to be fair, Double or Nothing wasn't really selling either.
Well,
because it was T-Mobile, right? Or did you see it at MGM Grand? Because they moved it to T-Mobile, but they couldn't sell it. And
no, the
Dynamite and the
Dynamite and the other one before, those were at the MGM. Smaller one
or another casino.
It was like a smaller one, and then the pay-per-view was at the bigger one
at T-Mobile.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. So they couldn't.
MGM was the smaller one. T-Mobile's
they couldn't sell the tickets to fill up the stadium, so they backtracked and they went to the MGM Grand.
Right.
Where before AEW it was WCW that would normally hold their Halloween Havocs there. So you go from 2 years, 3 years ago they're struggling to fill a stadium for what could possibly be one of your big five if you consider it being a big five.
Yeah.
To now, WWE is so popular that they're going to have 2 nights of WrestleMania in the same stadium that they couldn't even sell a third of. That was tapered off halfway for Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Now they're going to sell at least 160,000 tickets over those 2 nights.
Wow.
Because WWE is that popular.
Wow.
In hindsight, your boy and Scott the Scott imported goods. We were at the first Double or Nothing that sold out in 20 minutes. That was an experience. Double or Nothing this weekend still hasn't sold out. Not only as the top is like a fourth sold out, the top level, but when I bought tickets 2 weeks ago, they were actually selling every other row, not every row, to make it look like it's packed when it really isn't as packed.
Yeah.
So they started slowly opening up a section every other couple of days, and I bided my time well enough to get the first row on the top level directly opposite the entryway.
Nice.
So I'm seeing everything.
Yeah.
Everything. And it's going to be a great view.
Oh, yeah.
There's really not a bad seat in the MGM Grand. It's a pretty small little spot. It looks big when it's full.
Vegas was SummerSlam 21.
Yeah. Vegas was SummerSlam 21. And now 3 years later.
And that's when
there's 4 years later, it'll be 2025 when they do WrestleMania there.
Yeah.
They were at T-Mobile because they had Punk. Was T-Mobile sold out? The next year it wasn't. And then now this year,
it's probably not.
It's back at MGM Grand. They went back to the smaller arena, and it's still not sold out.
You know what keeps throwing me off about this conversation?
And this is the 5th year anniversary.
The one with the name Grand is the smaller venue.
Yeah, the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Yeah, MGM Grand Garden Arena.
Yeah. AEW presents buy one get 12 free seat filler eliminator tournament. Thank you, Daniel.
And the best part is during Anarchy in the Arena, it becomes musical chairs because they play someone's song for the first 10 minutes.
Oh Lord. Lord.
So is this a 5-year celebration or a 5-year mourning?
Oh, maybe.
Where are we at AEW? 5 years in, give me some highs of AEW right now on the program.
Tony Storm's character. Everything going on with Tony Storm is a high.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the best things going on right now.
But by default, it's eating up the baby faces because you put her against Deonna Purrazzo. We're not cheering Deonna Purrazzo. Tony Storm was a heel. You got a chick that's coming back from injury that admitted that she has seizures that kept her from wrestling. We're cheering Tony Storm. To the point that Serena did heel shit last night by doing a Boston Crab with a steel chair. That's not something that a vengeful babyface would do. Maybe building up to the third match into their rivalry. But they haven't even wrestled yet. So is that making any sense?
Nope.
Regardless of how much we love the whole, we all adore.
Yeah. All right, you want another positive?
Positive.
Any Will Ospreay match. God damn, Will Ospreay is the best wrestler in the world right now.
Not to fast forward, but you mentioned it. I have a match of the week candidate that might surprise you.
Okay.
I've been trying to dabble into Collision. Ospreay versus fucking Shane Taylor. Watch it.
Okay.
It's not long, but you'll be like, damn, he got that out of Shane Taylor? Shit was good.
All right.
Shit was damn good. I'll give you Ospreay. AEW's embarrassment of riches. Will Ospreay, the aerial assassin, for the 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we're doing the New Japan. The 6th important title in AEW. Is that what we were looking for?
No.
Give me another positive.
Excalibur's still in commentary. I like Excalibur.
I said, give me a positive. I'll help you.
All right.
Shane, not Shane. Shane Strickland, your first ever Black AEW World Champion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Has he come across as a champion since he's won the belt?
Well, you see the title with him.
Is he the first segment in every show?
No.
Is he the last segment in every show?
No.
So what makes him so special from all the other people that are carrying belts in that company?
He has the pretty one.
And he lost his dancer.
Oh,
so they're not dancing to him like they normally did.
Yeah.
And he's getting his ass beat almost every week.
Yeah.
So what makes him special?
People like his song.
Give me another positive.
Oh shit.
That's what we're about to do.
Danielson. Danielson's still wrestling well. He had a banger with Ospreay, and he's still having other banger matches with other people.
He got one out of Satnam Singh last night.
Yeah, he's picking his people that he wants to wrestle, and then he's putting on bangers, and he's having a great old time. The American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, man, he's doing really good.
So has he put anyone over?
Yeah, I think so.
Who?
Well, sometimes you don't have to win to get put over.
Give me another positive.
Shit. The Bang Bang Gang has 9 fucking belts that they're carrying around with them in a cart. Hell yeah!
Guns up for our HWR Gold members. Yeah.
Bang! Guns up. Yeah, Bang Bang Gang. They're doing good. Right?
Better than they were when they were with the Acclaim?
Yeah.
As interesting before they got entitled with the Acclaim?
No.
Are they the most interesting team in AEW right now?
Maybe.
Okay. Even with Death Triangle back?
Oh, no. Hey! Death Triangle's back!
Jay White, former New Japan World Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion and IWGP World Champion, is currently a 6-man title holder. 10th most important title in Ring of Honor. 12th most important title in the company. Is that what you expected to see out of Jay White in AEW?
No, but he's making it work.
Y'all can feel free to join in. Give me another positive. Help him. He's grasping for for Sour Patch Kids.
Oh, God.
And there's none left. Positives.
Oh geez.
I'll take a drug test as positive. Something positive. It's not HIV, it's full-blown AIDS. Positive.
They're still featuring Brian Keith.
How many matches has Brian Keith won since he signed the AEW contract?
He won one. He won a match against some guy that I don't know who the hell he was. I don't know what his name was. It was like Collision or Rampage or something.
To get a triple threat.
Yeah.
Did he win the triple threat?
No.
Is he on the pay-per-view?
No.
Does he still have the Tippin' on Fofos entrance song?
No.
Okay. Shit. Give me another positive.
Shane Taylor's doing good.
Has he won a match since he became an actual talent on AEW television, not Ring of Honor television?
No.
How many matches has Shane Taylor Promotions won since they became a thing on AEW?
None.
Give me another positive. Let me help you out.
Okay.
Is Okada in a position that a former multi-time world champion in New Japan, is he in a place better than he was in New Japan right now?
If you want to take the Kevin Nash route, yes, because he's making money. So if you want to look at it through Kevin Nash's
eyes, is he
eyes,
making the company money?
He's making money. And he might be making the company money now that they're shilling out those shoes.
They're not out yet.
But, well, when they do come out.
And they're Young Buck shoes. They're not Okada shoes.
Right,
They're not
right.
Rainmaker shoes.
Well, they'll probably all benefit, money. He's doing the holding it up and smiling. The little sparkles.
The tale of two stories in Las Vegas. WWE is growing. AEW is dwindling.
Okada is the third member of Fortune.
And I don't say this to shit on them intentionally.
Oh, you did it by accident.
No. Just because you support something you really like doesn't mean you have to be blind to its faults.
Right.
There's a lot of fucking faults in AEW right now.
Yeah.
This is not the company that blossomed from the first All In Chicago. Mm-hmm. This is not the company from the first Double or Nothing. This is not the company from the first All Out. Mm-hmm. 5 years has done it a lot more harm than good. Mm-hmm. And we're reaping it now because they can't catch a fucking break, bro.
Daniel.
How awesome is Mercedes Moné right now?
Oh, fuck Mercedes Moné.
I wouldn't even do that.
Daniel Price says, I'd rather have my dignity than a fat sack of cash to be a sidekick of a couple of dingleberries who are their own biggest marks. Arnold says in response, hey, dignity don't pay the rent. I'd rather have the money.
You don't need to pay rent if you're homeless, bruv. Trent Beretta versus Orange Cassidy. Give me a number.
Trent Beretta versus Orange Cassidy.
Yes. Don't give me a number. On a scale of 1 to 10, how many fucks do you give it?
4.
2, because they already had a match on Dynamite. Why
Fair.
are they running this back?
I don't know. I know I'm supposed to care about Trent, and I think that Tony has had such a raging hard-on for Orange Cassidy for such a long time that I think that Tony thinks that anybody stabbing Orange in the back is automatically shot to the moon.
But if they never beat him, you think Trent's gonna beat him?
No, and I don't want
2.
Trent to beat him. So yeah, I
don't care about this match.
This stab in the back, I didn't need. I don't care. Trent could have been a sidekick to Orange his entire career.
They could have done the tag. Fine. They could have been a tag team on their own and not have to worry about Chuck Taylor. Chuck Taylor's probably not coming back.
Sue goes heel and runs over Cassidy with the minivan.
And I see what they're trying to do to try to make Orange Cassidy interesting by having Don Callis of all Muppets try to sign him to his group. It's no.
Yeah.
Jon Moxley against Konosuke Takeshita, IWGP World Title Eliminator. So if Konosuke beats him, then he gets a title match later, which I'm assuming would probably be no pun intended. Forbidden Door being the next pay-per-view, and that's New Japan versus How many fucks?
So I was planning on doing this on the show. I was planning on just straight up asking, what the hell does this mean to be an eliminator if it's for the title? I think you just answered the question. So this is, hey, if you beat me, you get a title shot. I absolutely hate when WWE did that, right? Mm-hmm. Where it's like, okay, you want a shot at the title at the pay-per-view, you got to beat me tonight on Raw. It's like, what? Why? No, it's so dumb. I don't like it. But this is, hey, you want a shot at the title at the pay-per-view? Well, beat me at the other pay-per-view. What? Beat me at the pay-per-view that's supposed to be more important than the pay-per-view that you want to be at. Then what? Makes no sense. It's
How many
stupid.
fucks do you give?
I give less fucks than what I was going to give before. My fucks that I was going to give before was 8. Now I'm at 6.
Okay.
Konosuke's winning so that he could actually have the match at Forbidden Door. Now, I think that match had the potential of being a banger. Konosuke versus Moxley sounds like that's going to be a damn good match.
So I'm going to throw a bit of a monkey wrench here.
Okay.
I'm at a 7 for the match itself. I want to see Konosuke beat the shit out of Moxley. Moxley's not losing. He's not beating him. But there
this
is
match?
Yeah.
Moxley's
Moxley's winning. Moxley's winning this match.
So Konosuke is getting eliminated.
Exactly.
So we're not even gonna have the match. So why even have the fucking stipulation in the first place?
Yeah. But the story as of now on the AEW television,
I have runneth out of fuckery. Says Portia.
Is the BCC versus the Don Callis family. After he beats Konosuke Takeshita this Sunday, who is left in the Don Callis family that Moxley hasn't wrestled yet?
Hobbs?
He already beat Hobbs.
Fletcher?
He's already beaten Fletcher.
Osprey? He beat Osprey.
He's never wrestled Osprey.
He's never wrestled Osprey? Oh, so this is leading to Osprey versus Mox?
We could get Osprey versus Moxley for the IWGP World Title at a co-branded event with New Japan.
Okay.
At Forbidden Door. There's a possibility. So there's still meat on that bone. It depends who's cooking in the kitchen.
Okay.
But I got Moxley winning it completely.
Okay.
Let's see. Stadium Stampede. The Elite. Matt and Nick, the Young Bucks. Okada Kazuchika. Jack Perry. Before we even get to the opponents, is this working or is this not working? The entire storyline of we knocked out the boss, we're in charge now, we're taking over the company because it's our company. We're the Elite in All Elite Wrestling, which is two guys of the Elite, of the original Elite. And then you got Kazuchika Okada, who is not in the Elite. And then you got Jack Perry. What are you thinking of this group right now?
As somebody that defended the Young Bucks' wrestling style for a long time, when people like Cornette and stuff were hating on it, saying that they're just giving away the business and they're just glorified ballerinas, somebody who actually liked the Young Bucks wrestling and what they did, I absolutely hate all this stuff going on right now with the fucking EVP bullshit. And I know that I'm supposed to hate it because they're heels, but it's almost like that. And I don't like this term, but I'm going to use the term. It feels like X-Pac heat, right? It's like go away heat. Like I want to change the channel heat. Like
I don't want to pay money to watch you get your asses kicked. I'd rather just watch something else.
Yeah. Like I don't. The EVP stuff just isn't working because it feels like it's too self-serving, and like they're trying to still tongue-in-cheek point at. Look at all this stuff that we could have had when Punk was around, but Punk is the catalyst for this. So all of this is just a reminder of what happened with Punk. And they need to get away from it. And it's just bad. And then you double down on it with Jack Perry coming back and you're teaming with Perry, the guy that was the scapegoat for all of the Punk stuff. And it's like even reminding us even more of the Punk stuff. And it's like, oh no. And then you throw in the fact that you got all this fucking fanfare for Okada, and you have an Okada that I won't say that he's at a half speed. He's more at like 75% speed right now, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he's not Ibushiing it, right? But he's also not the Okada of old. And it might just be because Father Time is catching up with him, or it might be because I don't know, the EVPs just figured that they're going to use him as their own little personal plaything to boost them up. No, Okada is above you. You are not on the level of Okada. You're not above Okada. They're like using Okada as an accessory. It should be the other way around, right? Okada should be using the Bucks as an accessory. And I'm somebody that likes the Bucks, but I don't like the Bucks now. And this whole storyline, I'm not taking it. I wish that they were doing something better with Jack Perry, because I wanted to be in the camp of Team Perry. When Jack Perry showed up in Japan and was like tearing up the AEW contract, I was like, cool, lean into that. Let him be the bad boy. Let him be the scapegoat for the crybabies. Yes, let's fucking do it. And it's fallen flat because he has the charisma of a wet paper towel.
Would this have worked if he was actually the face of AEW, representing the brand and fighting the Bucks, and even Tony Khan for being a pussy?
Maybe that could have worked, but he tried to do the bad boy leather jacket gimmick.
Yeah,
It's not really.
So here's my issue with them. If their idea is they're trying to have their cover song of the NWO, I don't want to sound arrogant when I say this, but I'm kind of dumb. You know that, right? You've hung around me for 15 years.
I know. Yeah, you're an idiot.
If I was confronted in the back of an alley with either of the 4 members of the current elite that are on television, I wouldn't back off from them.
Damn.
With Okada, I know I'll probably get my ass kicked, but that's not going to stop me from swinging and biting the motherfucker.
Okay.
But the Bucks and Jack Perry, I wouldn't fear them at all.
Okay.
I would probably at least beat one of the Bucks up. Did you ever want to fuck with Hulk Hogan, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash? If they were drunk as fuck and you ran into them somewhere and you mistakenly coughed on them or bumped them the wrong way or stepped in a puddle and their shoes got wet and they were pissed, would you step up to either of those 3?
No.
Fuck no. There is nothing intimidating of anyone in the current 4-man group of the elite. Nothing. So there is nothing of value to overcome, in my opinion, because they don't look threatening to me. I don't buy it. They need muscle. Could it have been Omega? Maybe. He might not be as threatening, doesn't have the size or the charisma or the threatening voice or the facial expressions.
He has the charisma though.
But he can sell you on a fight. You can hate him enough that you want to see him get his ass beat. He had a pretty solid run as a heel when he was the world champ for AEW when he had his turn.
Fair.
So I'll give him the credibility that I will give him the benefit of the doubt that I won't fuck with the guy. Again, even if we gave him the benefit of the doubt, that's one guy. Does that level up the XP of everyone else in the group? Or is this the group that Wardlow should be in? Is this the group Miro should be in? Is this the group Powerhouse Hobbs should be in?
Miro, yes. Wardlow, no.
Brian Cage,
maybe. Wardlow should be alone. Wardlow shouldn't be in another group. He's done the group stuff before. Mm-hmm. Wardlow should be flying solo, proving motherfuckers wrong, and beating ass and taking names. Mm-hmm. That's what he should be doing.
The Elite against Team AEW.
Okay.
Former WWE Tag Team Champions FTR. Former WWE World Champion Bryan Danielson. And Darby Allin.
Yeah.
Stadium stamp, Anarchy in the Arena.
Okay, hold on. Are we talking about Double or Nothing?
Yes.
Okay. Stadium Stampede?
It's basically the same thing, except it's in the arena.
Wait.
So it's Anarchy in the Arena. It's the same premise, except it's not in the stadium because they're not wrestling in a stadium.
Okay.
Stadium Stampede was because of COVID. So they had to do that twice.
But they had Stadium Stampede twice, right?
Yeah, both times.
Okay.
It was.
Well, Double or Nothing isn't in a stadium, so it's just Anarchy in the Arena, right? Because Stadium
Double or Nothing is in an arena,
right?
Yeah, so it's Anarchy.
In the Anarchy in the arena. Stadium Stampede was 5-on-5
in a stadium.
In a stadium,
yeah. Anarchy
in the Arena is 4-on-4 in an arena.
Yeah.
So that's what we're getting this week.
Yes, 4-on-4.
Okay,
indoors.
Dude.
How many fucks do you give for the Elite storyline? This match.
For the Elite storyline or for the match?
The match.
For the match? 5.
Would you have given it more fucks if it was Eddie Kingston instead of Darby Allin? Eddie Kingston broke his leg.
No.
At the last New Japan show they had. He got suplexed and they hit the rail. He broke his leg.
Yeah. No. I would
You prefer Darby?
No.
Oh,
I think I would still be at a 5.
Okay.
I think losing Eddie Kingston takes off like 3. Because goddamn, I love Eddie Kingston. Bringing in Darby adds 2. But then you had the fucking flamethrower from last night. That adds 1.
So he's obviously setting a table on fire, regardless if it's his own teammate or himself going through it.
When I saw him with a fucking assault rifle, I was like, what the fuck? But then when it was a flamethrower, I was like, ha! That's hilarious. So that
man no bus could kill.
Right. Yes. So I'm back around.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're comparing Darby Allin to Eddie Kingston, I absolutely love Eddie Kingston.
However,
But Darby Allin, it's not that much. Where you put Darby Allin with the fucking flamethrower,
Arnold
okay.
is at a -5.
-5.
So not only does he not have fucks to give, he's looking to redeem fucks. Give it to him.
Yes,
He is owed 5 fucks.
He is owed 5.
He is owed 5 fucks.
Oh my!
So which of the elite do you want those 5 fucks from? And how do you want them?
Yeah.
Do you feel that, sir?
Yeah. Every time Arnold fucks somebody, it's -3.
I'm at a 4 for this.
All right. Why a 4 and not a -5?
Because one of my biggest complaints with watching AEW live in person is that if you're not in the front row or if you're not at a seat at the very top, you will not see everything because there's always fighting around the ring on the floor. Anarchy in the Arena, they're going to be fighting through the crowds, through backstage, through concessions. We're not going to see everyone all the time anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's an obstructive view match without anything really being in the way.
You're right.
So I'm at a 4.
Okay.
And I think there has to be something to certify the elite.
But this isn't an obstructed view match for you. You're going to be sitting on the couch watching it on the
Unless
telly.
they're fighting. No, I'm going to be at the arena on the second level. So when they're fighting,
you're going to this?
Yes. So when they're fighting,
bitch.
when they're fighting beneath me, I won't see it. When they're fighting backstage, I won't see it. When they're fighting in the popcorn booth next to the Dippin' Dots, I'm not going to see it.
I thought you said you were working this weekend.
Saturday. I'm flying Sunday morning, leaving Sunday night. Turn and burn.
God damn.
All right. What I do. That, oddly enough, that's what I did the first time with Scott.
All right.
We flew that morning. We left that night.
All right.
So, anniversaries.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm at a 4. I'm not.
All right.
As long as it serves a purpose and puts the elite over and makes them actually threatening. Yeah, I might not fear him in a back alley, but if one of them took Darby's flamethrower, I'm fucking running. I'm not supposed to get any darker than this.
He said this 5 minutes ago. Why wasn't paying attention?
You weren't paying attention. Speaking of not paying attention, I might bring a book. Okay. Jericho, Shibata, Hook. No bounty hunter. Triple threat for the world title. How many fucks do you give?
What do they mean by no bounty hunter?
Brian Keith is not in this match.
Oh,
Hook
that's
and Shibata both tapped out Brian Keith. So the one guy that you wanted to see
yeah.
ain't there.
Yeah. Poor Brian Keith. It's one thing to lose with dignity and still look good in a loss.
You gave up in the gangbang, bro.
It's another thing to double tap out.
Both hands, yeah.
With both hands. Bro, it would have been one thing if one guy was holding onto your leg, the other guy holding onto your head, and you tapped, and the ref had to make the call as to who won the match. But you literally tapped on both guys. So you, with your own hands, moved your hands to the 2 different guys in a position to tap on both of them to say, I tap out to both of you, kind sirs. Bro! And look, this isn't me hating on Brian. Brian, you know I love you. I got nothing but love for you. I get it. You're from here. I've fucking ring announced you in person before. I got nothing but love. This isn't an attack on you. This is an attack on whoever fucking booked that bullshit for you. What the hell? Why is he getting bitched out to 2 guys at once? If you wanted to have a triple threat this bad, why even make this a triple threat to get into a triple threat by just switching out one guy for the other? It's bullshit. If you really wanted to do that and you wanted to have Hook and the other one versus Jericho, just have Hook and the other one wrestle in a match to no DQ or double count out or some bullshit like that. Why did it have to be at the cost of a double fucking submission on Brian Keith?
If you were dead set on having the finish you had, the one change I would have made is I would have had Brian Keith tap out with one hand.
Right?
Referee can't decide. Jericho's already on commentary. Hey, what's the heel to do? Make things harder for the baby faces. let's make Collision a must-watch episode by having Shibata versus Hook, and the winner wrestles Jericho on Sunday.
Shibata's the other one. Sorry.
Yeah. Shibata versus Hook on Saturday. The winner wrestles Jericho on Sunday. Or if you want to make things even more interesting, you could have had Brian Keith win the match because of interference from Samoa Joe. Because Shibata trash talked Samoa Joe's outfit. So you could have had Brian Keith versus Chris Jericho on a pay-per-view, put Hook on commentary, even if it's a giveaway that Brian Keith isn't going to win. He's got a pay-per-view match against Chris fucking Jericho, and he's helping progress the storyline between Jericho and Hook. And as a bonus, first time ever, at least I think it's first time ever, Shibata versus Samoa fucking Joe on the same pay-per-view.
That'd be badass. That'd be really good. And nobody is losing credibility.
Yeah.
You're not completely
Brian Keith is so badass, he had to tap out to 2 submissions instead of 1. Not him tapping at the same time to both of them. That made him look like a little bitch.
It did.
It did.
It took away so much credibility from a guy that already has only had 1 win, and that 1 win was against
nobody in front of no one.
Yeah.
Because we forgot.
Like, I'm so glad Brian Keith got signed. All of fucking Houston was on my Facebook page just posting flowers, and Brian Keith is so good, and like, oh my god, Brian Keith is all elite. It was getting paid. So. It was a goddamn holiday in Houston when that shit happened. Yeah. And you've done squat with him. He hasn't won, and there's been plenty of matches where it's like, okay, well, cool. You're slowly introducing him. He's gonna lose some matches, whatever. You could still look good in a loss, but this was looking bad in a loss, looking as bad as you can get in a loss. Why? What purpose was it? Like you said, if you really were dead set on having that kind of ending, what was the purpose of having that ending? Why were you even so dead set on the ending? Could you have improved it by only tapping with one hand
on the mat?
You could have improved it by only tapping on one hand. That could have been an improvement. But even then,
pass out to both finishers.
Pass out. That would have been even better. But even then, why did it have to be that way? Why did the match even have to happen if that's where we're going to go? Just have Shibata versus Hook and let them go to a known contest or a count out or shenanigans with Jericho interfering and the big tall one that Jericho runs around with the guy that likes his
big ass.
That guy. You know, why not that? Why did it have to be at the expense of Brian Keith the way that you did it with Brian Keith?
If we have any people listening or watching us for the first time and are wondering why we're making such a fuss about something of minutia as small as Brian Keith tapping with both hands, we'll make one thing
on both competitors, not even on the mat.
We'll make one thing very clear that we all agree on. WWE, for the most part, is aimed towards casuals. It's aimed towards children. They're based on the lowest common denominator. And it's not a bad thing. If there's a lot of people that like the same thing you like, it's oftentimes very cool to have. AEW has always claimed itself on being 3D chess. You have to know everyone from everywhere. And they claim long-term storytelling, and they claim minutia. They claim aspects. They claim little variations of things that fans like us would like. So the fact that they fucked up on something that small, that in essence, in hindsight, makes that big of a fucking difference, that's why we're putting a lot of effort in what you pointed out of him tapping out the way he did to both of them.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
And you know what? There could be some people out there that are watching Houston Wrestling Radio that have nothing to do with the H part in HWR, right? Totally get it. And yeah, maybe I am being a little bit of a homer, right? Like I said, I've renounced the guy, right? I saw one of his first fucking matches. I remember when he was first getting trained, right? Like, so yeah, there's a big spot in my heart for this guy, right? I get that. But also take into consideration that he was like one of the main guys in this past year's battle for Los Angeles. Yeah. This isn't just a Houston thing. This is wrestling in general. You are trying to build new stars, and new stars get churned out every so often. And Brian Keith had all the buzz in the world coming out of the Battle of Los Angeles last year. And you signed him based off of that. And what are you doing with him? Didkus, bubbly squat.
That's a guy that you put your 6th, 7th, and 8th title on and hoping that he progresses to get the 4th and 3rd title and then hopefully eventually maybe get the 2nd or 1st title.
Tony Khan doesn't build stars. He collects live action toys.
All right, Cornet, thanks for coming.
That was Daniel.
Oh, I never gave you my number. I have 0 fucks to give about this match.
Okay.
None.
What number did I give? Did I even give a number?
What number?
I don't even know.
Okay, give me the number.
It's 3.
Okay, 3 fucks. Jericho's winning.
Jericho's winning. No. Hogan's winning. No, Jericho's winning.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Bullet Club Gold against Death Triangle for the Unified Trios titles.
For all 9 belts.
Yeah. Not the cart.
Not the cart. The cart stays with the
Yeah.
Bang Bang Gang.
Yeah.
The Bang Bang Gang has been one of the few things that has still kept me entertained. I'm going to give this a 6. I feel like that's not being generous. That's the opposite of generous. If I wanted to be generous, I would be at an 8. I should be at a 7, but I'm so low off of everything else that it's bringing it down. A match that I should be looking forward to, I'm not. So I'm at a 6.
As affordable as I found the tickets to be, I still feel like I should need to get my money's worth. I'm at a 9 for this match on paper because this is Penta, Phoenix, Peck, Death Triangle.
Yeah.
Death Triangle. I'm at a fucking 9 just for that.
Okay.
You want an appetizer?
Yeah.
The Gun Boys against the Lucha Bros this Saturday on Collision.
Oh, great. Let's give away some of the pay-per-view for
Yeah.
free.
I'm at a 9. I expect Bullet Club Gold to win this, but I won't be mad at it. I'm gonna be thoroughly entertained for the 15 or 20 minutes that this match goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How about you? Who's winning?
You know, they just came back reunited. I think it is going to be. I think it's going to be Death Triangle.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give it to him.
I hope this keeps going. Like I said, name me a rivalry in AEW.
Oh, that's hard. Well, I mean, you could say
Punk MJF.
Yeah.
That's it. Well, Hangman Swerve.
Or Hangman and Kenny.
Hangman and Kenny. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But there's not a lot. If we're scratching our beards and only came up with 3 in the 5 years this company's been in existence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But if they run this back the next pay-per-view, Forbidden Door, maybe. Adam Copeland against Malachi Black for the TNT title in a barbed wire steel cage. Have you been keeping up with this story?
Somewhat. So I know that Adam Copeland did the bloodbath thing on him last night, and that freaked out Malachi Black.
Do you understand why?
Because the Gangrel, and he used to be a vampire, and so he's trying to out-freak the freak.
That's the last sentence.
Okay.
Edge
because of Gangrel.
Malachi is under the impression that Edge isn't the menacing, brooding wrestler that he used to be because he got domesticated by wife and children, which is the whole premise of them taking his wedding ring to try to take him back to the place before he was married, before he was domesticated, before he was complacent in his career and was actually the villainous heel that he was, whether the opportunist or the member of the Brood. So now Edge is giving them what they want by the bloodbath last night, that you're going to get the Edge that pretty much got kicked out of Judgment Day. I for the effort and another match of the week candidate, Malachi Black and Kyle O'Reilly. The real fight, the MMA, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah. I watched that. That was cool.
That was very refreshing on a show that was supposed to promise us real wrestling, real as opposed to the sports entertainment that's becoming.
And I mean, I feel like they delivered on that aspect in that match.
Yeah. And one step further, last Saturday, Kyle O'Reilly against Tiger Style was also a great match. Lee Moriarty. That was like the appetizer to this. Like if you watched it back to back, that set the table. And then with Malachi, you got fed.
Cool.
So if anybody gets a chance, Moriarty and O'Reilly was pretty good too.
Okay.
It's a contrast to styles, but I think if you've paid attention enough to the story and you care about the story, there's a lot more effort in this than other storylines that are in the company. So generously, I'll give this an 8. It's one of the matches that I'm looking forward to because of, I don't want to say this, I don't want to say it cheapingly, but like the Bray Wyatt effect. Like what outside otherworldly things are they going to incorporate in this match to make it stand out from everything else on the pay-per-view? Because you've already got a stadium stampede, you got people bleeding and getting hurt and doing all kinds of crazy shit outside of the ring. Now you have these two that are confined to the ring and the ring only with the barbed wire around it so they can't climb out. What are they going to do to make that interesting? So I'll give it an 8.
An 8. Yeah. Okay, cool. I think I'm going to give it a 7. The fact that it is a barbed wire match makes it a little bit more interesting because, okay, what are they going to do with that? I have visions of WrestleMania 22. Was it 22? Oh, Foley and Edge.
Yeah.
I think maybe something like that might happen. I think that they might be able to pull out a sneaky banger. So yeah, it might be a good match. Yeah. One of the few highlights on this card. Now, I do want to say something that Arnold pointed out, and I'm not sure how to take this. Y'all have officially dedicated double the time to running down the card for Double or Nothing than you did the Saudi show. Interesting.
There's 10 matches on this show, 5 in Saudi.
Okay.
And we started the conversation by accentuating the positives that didn't take long.
Well, trying to.
Before now delving into the negatives.
Okay.
So that entire AEW Double or Nothing talk didn't start until we started talking about the matches.
Okay.
Yeah. But I see the effort.
I also think that in sports radio, they always say that it's better for ratings when the home team is losing. Because people tune into the radio to complain and whine and bitch about their home team losing.
Was wrestling in WCW better when Hogan was the heel champion or when Sting was the babyface champion?
Well, when I'm not talking about wrestling itself, I'm talking about what we do.
No, but in that
that
aspect, the things we didn't like, we're not supposed to like Hogan as the heel. He was a heel for almost 2.5 years in that run. Sting, who's the babyface that we cheered for those 2.5 years, he won the belt. He held it for 2 months.
Yeah.
So obviously, it was better when we were able to shit on the bad guys instead of praise the baby faces. We're shitting on AEW right now because they give us a lot of opportunity to.
Yeah.
And eventually, we're going to flush it, Arnold. So it's coming.
Now, I'm not sure if Arnold was complaining, observing, or complimenting.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll clear that up.
I'm sure he will.
Who's winning, Copeland or Black?
Copeland.
I've got Malachi winning.
You spent a lot of money on Edge, and Edge is one of the few things that's actually worth it in AEW right now.
How has his run been?
His run's been pretty good.
You think so?
I think so. Okay. I mean, it's not the best, but he's
compared to the rest of the signings.
He's kind of been doing what Brian has been doing, where he's just like having really good matches, picking his spots, and they all wind up being bangers.
AEW has a habit of rushing into things. It's way too soon to get Kyle O'Reilly involved. I don't want to see Kyle O'Reilly as the 4th member. I really don't want to see Edge as the 4th member. Just end it with with this match right now, and Malachi wins it, and progress the story. If you want to add people later, but it is too soon.
Edge has been delightful in AEW. He's just having the time of his life on his own terms.
Yeah, but it's also glaring when you look at him cut promos, how obvious it is that he is disappointed that he is on weekly television in arenas that are a third full because he cuts promos to his back to his camera so that he can talk to the audience as opposed to 17 weeks of Raw and SmackDown selling out in a row. Mm-hmm. You can see it, especially in the beginning when Edge was cutting a lot of his promos with his back to the camera because he wanted to talk to the audience because he can't talk to a bunch of fucking empty chairs.
Nah.
Willow Nightingale against...
One last thing about Edge, because Daniel said something really good.
Damn it!
He said when he went to AEW to reinvent himself and not be Edge anymore, but he's retreading two of his old WWE faction and gimmicks at once.
And he brought his old theme song.
Yeah. Ooh.
And he brought his rated R nickname.
Good.
So where's the reinvention?
Ooh, that's a good point. Good call out there, Daniel.
Willow Nightingale against Mercedes Moné.
Man, I want to be so high on this match. I want to be at like somewhere between an 8 and a 10, but I am not. I am at a 5. Mercedes is not doing it for me. I think I said it earlier in the show. I have Mercedes fatigue, and I don't know how, because she's been gone for so long. Absence should make the heart grow fonder, but familiarity breeds contempt, and I feel like I've been familiar with her even though she's been gone. There's been too much of her hype, and like I don't care about her, and like the shit that happened with you know what, she might be kind of a jerk when it comes to actual wrestling fans and actually being a part of wrestling. So I was like, okay, cool. Well, if you don't like this shit, then whatever. I don't know. I'm not choosing her.
You made the comparison earlier. I'll bring it back. This is the best Willow Nightingale I've seen. I've quickly becoming a fan of hers. It also helps that a lot of the competition, as far as my biggest fans on the women division, are injured. For as much light as Willow Nightingale is shining, it's getting sucked by the fucking black hole that is Mercedes Moné. Her Boston debut, granted, it's in front of her hometown. A lot of that was emotionally fueled, and it came out pretty good. She's been garbage on commentary, garbage in reinventing herself, garbage with a rehashed theme song from someone that we think is far better. And she's been making the division, not the division, but she's brought down whatever Willow been bringing up. I hate to say this. I'm at a 0.
0.
Mercedes has that X-Pac heat, and she's dragging Willow down to it. You want to make it up to me? This is how you do it, and I'll tell you why. Willow needs to squash Mercedes in 60 seconds. And I'll tell you why. This is reminding me of something that I've seen before and that I've raised my fist and shaked thoroughly at. Kurt Angle's debut in Impact. You could have easily had Kurt Angle in a time limit draw, or Kurt Angle lose to Samoa Joe in a roll-up, and his first promo back be like, I've wrestled the best, and then I wrestled Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
And I realized I wasn't ready for Impact.
Put over the promotion, put over Joe, who was the head guy at the time, and you would have fucking
he was undefeated.
Made.
He gave up his streak to Kurt Angle. And to be honest, I don't think he ever got the momentum and popularity back.
And it wasn't worth it.
By the time he beat Angle in that steel cage MMA bullshit match for the title, the iron was already cold, and his run was already dwindling as far as champ, and he had just got the guy.
If you're jumping to another company, which I get it, this isn't a straight jump like with Angle going from WWE to TNA, because Mercedes went from WWE to unemployed to New Japan, then to TNA or AEW. Yeah. So I get it. It's not quite the exact same thing, but if you were trying to, hey, I'm going to go over here to make an impact, to say, hey, you know what? Fuck you, WWE. Fuck you, you big machine. I'm going to come over here and not only show my worth, but I'm going to raise up this other promotion's worth as a big fuck you to the big machine. And that's exactly what Kurt could have done, or at least the booking, whoever did it for Kurt could have done the way that you said it. And that could be what they could do here, but I don't think that's what they're going to do.
Oh, here. Fuck no. If Sasha comes in and beats everyone in the first 8 months, then she has no credible opponents in that brand.
And now you shit all over the AEW because it's like, oh, hey, the one that came from the actual big leagues is beating all the AAA people. Yeah. Because that's how you make your own promotion look like AAA. When you get somebody from the big one and you put that big one over and over. Oh, okay, cool. You got the nice, big, shiny new toy. But guess what? That means all your other toys are shit. And they had been shit. And you just exposed that they were shit from before the big toy came around.
Not to mention, did Tony Khan just bring back our ranking system? How many matches did Mercedes Moné win to get this title shot?
Settle. Miedo.
Settle. So you know what would help best is following through with the great promo Willow cut last week. She looked at Mercedes in the face and said, bitch, the last time we wrestled, I walked out with the title. You didn't even walk out. And this Sunday, I'm going to do it again. And guess what happens? Mercedes loses to Willow in 90 seconds. Beats her ass so bad that Mercedes gets carried out to the back again.
Yeah, that would be whoo-wee.
Maybe try this again at All In or All Out. And maybe, if you tell the story right, you have a babyface overcoming odds that she could have beat someone twice her size with half her skill twice. And now she's here for a third time to get the job done. Yeah. And maybe we might cheer for the bitch.
And you could have had, I guess kind of what you're saying and putting words in your mouth, you would have had a already built-in feud, rivalry that you could have had here with that.
Yeah.
Arnold is trying to call me out, but unsuccessfully. He says, well, according to Abel, you don't have to win to be put over. Yeah, you're right. You don't have to. Not all the time. You could still be put over in a loss. That's not what I'm talking about with this situation here. Yeah, and your example with Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle, the right call would have been to have the big superstar from the big company lose to your main superstar in your own company because it'll elevate your company. That would have been the right call.
Yeah. Kurt Angle could have beat Joe the remaining 12 times.
Abel slapped Chris. He's dreaming. Mercedes didn't show up to do the job for Willow. All right. Turn around, bend over.
If that were the case, I would have been happier with the build between Mercedes Moné and Julia Hart. Because Julia Hart has the gimmick to make 8 weeks of television without Mercedes ever wrestling. Did we ever figure out who jumped Mercedes in the back when they turned out the lights and you just heard her go, not the back. Did we ever find that out?
No.
Thank you.
No, we didn't, right?
I've got Willow winning.
I unfortunately, I have Tony Khan's shiny new toy winning. Oh.
Roderick Strong versus Will Ospreay.
We're not even done.
For the international title is the main reason why I bought tickets. Oh. I am at a 10.
Roddy versus Ospreay. You're at a 10.
10.
Roddy versus Ospreay can definitely be a banger. I'm at a 9.
What's keeping you from busting that nut? The international title. Undisputed Kingdom.
Ospreay needs to win this. And I don't care about Roddy. Roddy, for me, has always been the guy that can put on really good matches, but has always been kind of milquetoast.
Even now with the porn stash and his actual gimmick?
Well, what I was going to say is the Adam was kind of getting over, but it's still kind of one-trick pony. He had the porn stash. Okay, cool.
He had no ponies, though. You got to give him a break for finding a pony, even if it's his little pony.
He found a pony and he got his
and
little
maybe it's a giraffe.
Yeah, I get it, but if you're running into a fucking buzzsaw of overness when it comes to Ospreay. Bro. So Ospreay is winning this. He has to win this. I don't give a shit about the title reign for
Roddy.
Thank you. I kept wanting to say Eric Young.
I've got Ospreay winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arnold goes, oh my God, there's more matches.
timeless Toni Storm against Serena Deeb for the women's world title. How many stars? 8 stars?
8. I would like to say that I would be at a 10, but I think you kind of already said some of this at the top of our AEW talk, which is
I'm also at an 8.
Which is they kind of took the legs out from underneath what would have been a really good story, and tugging on the heartstrings kind of story for Serena Deeb. Just the fact that Toni is so over and nobody gives a shit about Serena Deeb, you know?
It's weird that I'm going to say this, but for anyone that's been paying attention to the AEW show, there was more substance and more story in the tag match last Wednesday than there is for this title match on Sunday. Because you had Toni Storm wrestling her fellow Outcast member on the out, no pun intended,
right?
Saraya. And she wrestling Saraya and her protege, Harley Cameron, because Saraya's protege, Harley Cameron, has a problem with Tony's protege, Mariah May. There was more story for that tag match, built up story. We knew who to cheer. We knew who to hate. Than there is in this match.
Fair. Fair.
I'm at an 8. On paper, it's going to be a great match. And this is probably going to exceed my expectations because I'm giving it room for it to exceed my expectations. I'm going to be cheering the shit out of Toni Storm. If I knew I was going to this, I would have saved the Toni Storm sign I made when we went to Dynamite because I actually put some effort in that bitch. This could be one of the show stealers for me.
Okay.
It just sucks that with literally any other person, whether a heel or a babyface, you would be cheering Serena Deeb. This is a woman that didn't really get an opportunity in the beginning of her WWE run. Yeah. She got exposure through CM Punk and the Straight Edge Society, made a name for herself on the indies for a little bit. Maybe she came back for 1 or 2 shows for WWE to celebrate the women's division. Now she's in AEW. She had the ground beneath her and she was running, and all of a sudden she had physical hurdles that kept her back. Now she's back, and after everything she's been through, now after weeks, she's the heel. After what she did last night, she's the fucking heel.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
For AEW, a brand that at the beginning was cognizant enough to know if something wasn't working, Awesome Kong and Brandy Rhodes cutting women's hair, that didn't work. They shut that shit down pretty quick. There's been other moments that story wasn't working and they just pivoted and did something else. They took a while, but they pivoted and put the belt on Swerve. Why the fuck is this happening with fucking Toni Storm? Make her the babyface. We're cheering her. She's got great backstage promos. Chin, tits, shoe. Mankiewicz is still doing intros for her. The gimmick is working. It's the one of the very few unique things in wrestling, whether it's AEW or WWE, let alone it coming from the person we least expected.
You make a good point, because remember, there was a little bit of trepidation of saying that, MJF should stay a heel because, even though he's so over and everybody loves him, he won't be the same if he's a babyface. And you know what? He still pulled it off where he was like, hey, I'm your asshole. I'm the people's asshole. I'm still a scumbag, but I'm your scumbag.
He still does heelish shit, but we're all in on the joke, right? And we all laugh at it.
And you know what? We kind of are in on the joke when it comes to fucking Toni Storm. Is Toni Storm really a 1920s Hollywood starlet?
If it weren't for the Legends contract from WWE, we could have possibly gotten Wendy Richter versus fucking Toni Storm. And the cherry on top, Ruby Soho's wedding. The girls took a picture. Yeah. Someone photoshopped Toni in black and white. Fuck, bro. I give up. I'm all in on Toni.
They could officially have turned her face, but let her
doing the same thing
and be fucking deranged to all the other wrestlers. Whether the other wrestlers are heels or faces.
Still have Luther do the jump shit. Still have Mariah May cosplaying. Still do the superhuman clothesline where she's sitting on Luther and she
Yeah.
You don't have to change her character at all. Just the perception that, oh shit, everyone's starting to like her. Maybe it's
We should
Stone
just
Cold
let her
time
like her.
and let them fucking like them.
Yeah.
And let it go and actually book her against people we're supposed to boo so that we boo them louder and cheer Tony louder.
Instead of the person that just almost died and came back from life, or came back to life.
And then before the other
and
woman that they
something.
spent a lot of money on, and no one gave a flying fuck about the Virtuosa in her match.
Yeah.
She's supposed to be another top babyface wrestler, and she was presented as a top babyface wrestler in her hometown when she first debuted, and no one cheered her in the match, and no one's cheering Serena Deeb now.
Yeah.
She could die in the ring from a seizure and still get a pop for Tony. No one will give a fuck about Serena Deeb right now. No one. No one.
God damn, that was morbid, Chris. God damn. Yeah.
The hologram of Eddie Guerrero would get booed against Tony Storm.
It's not true.
I have Tony Storm winning. I'm at an 8.
I have Tony Storm winning too. Oh God, yeah.
The last match.
Oh God.
Swerve Christian men's AEW World Title.
Let me ask you a question. Is this the main event? Because everything that we've been seeing with Christian and Storm has not been on the main event. And if you can't be first, at least be, or if you can't be last, at least go on first. Has anything with these two been first? They've been in the middle of the show. Right? So is this the actual fucking main event? We're saying it is.
I'm going to answer a question with the question.
Okay.
Who is the main champion in AEW right now? Swerve
Mox?
as the AEW World Champ or Mox as the other company's champ?
Probably Mox.
Mox.
You know what? Maybe Edge.
No, fuck no. I'm going to be brief. I am severely disappointed in the handling of Swerve's run right now as world champion. Not only am I at a 0, if this match is last, I'm leaving early.
Damn!
And hitting the strip.
Damn!
Probably the sun will still be out by the time I hit the strip.
Damn.
I am that disinterested.
Wow.
And I have flown the black flag on this show quite fervently. And they have completely dropped the ball on this. If this happened during Black History Month, Tony Khan would be assassinated. You do not treat Swerve like this. His first feud, and you take away the sidekick, his hype man, his Flavor Flav, his crowd stirrer, his uplifter.
Now, does it help?
And in 3 weeks, they blew through 3 months worth of storytelling by fighting Brian Cage, by fighting one of the twins from the Death Tag Team, the Parade brand Usos, Tongas, whatever. And then he fought fucking the stupid kid with the hot widow. You don't spread that shit out. Oh wait, Saturday's happening. They haven't announced shit for Saturday. Is he gonna kill the dinosaur?
Oh shit!
Is he gonna kill the dinosaur on
Maybe.
Saturday and plow through everyone that you could have built up to in like 2 months for like an actual rivalry? If you want to make Christian an actual contender, and if he comes close to beating you, even with all the help, and he's so close to the elite that he just asks for one more match. They're running through shit so goddamn fast.
Okay.
You should have ended the show with Swerve outside and Nana, and that look of this motherfucker's gonna get fucked up on Sunday. Where was it? Was it in the beginning? Was it in the end? Does it matter? Yeah. I'm at a 0 for this.
Does it help at all?
Does it help? Is there any chance in hell Christian's winning this match?
Oh God, I hope not.
So then why the fuck do I care?
Does it help at all that what happened yesterday? Now I get it. This should have been the main event.
We're talking about anticipation.
Should have been I know.
That's why.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm
devil's advocate.
Let me ask.
Yeah.
Does it help what you saw with the cool little outside DDT on the car, Nana pulling up, blocking Christian, Swerve pulling him through the fucking car window. Like, that was a pretty cool segment. And Nana is back. None of that tickled your pickle at all? Knowing Nana's back?
Not enough.
Not enough? You're still at a 0? You can't give me a 1? Can't give me a 2? No? Just Swerve on
If it was anyone else,
a little bit.
You can do that to Bryan Danielson.
Okay.
You can do that to Ricky Starks. Well, I wouldn't say Ricky Starks. You can do that to Hook, your first black champion, bro. Let's go back.
Okay.
Swerve wins the title.
Mm-hmm.
First episode of Dynamite. Is he in the beginning?
No.
Is he in the end?
No.
Is he cutting a promo?
Did he?
No, he wrestled Kyle Fletcher.
That's right. It was just a wrestling match.
You had to wait till the second night on the show that no one watches for him to actually talk about the Elite and talking about being proud of being a champion. He's only opened one episode of television and hasn't ended any episodes of television since he won this belt.
Damn.
On Dynamite.
Damn.
I don't even know about Collision because you know about Collision. If a tree falls in the woods and no one hears it, it don't make no fucking sound, even if the bell rings. Dynamite is the show that we watch every week. Dynamite's the flagship show that's been around the 4.5 years since AEW was in fruition.
Yeah.
How many has Swerve opened since champ?
Uno.
How many has he closed since champ?
Settle. Yeah.
Why should I care?
Yeah.
And it's against Christian. Who did you expect Swerve's first challenger to be?
I don't know. Who would it?
Hangman. Can we continue on with the rivalry, please? Swerve and Hangman on one of the biggest shows of the year.
Is it Hangman injured?
I don't know.
Okay. The Battle of Birmingham is soon. Tony going to get his what? Fucking Porsche. Yeah, I think they've really mishandled Swerve. Swerve had a rocket strapped to his back that he put onto his back himself. And now that Ground Control said, hey, look at that, heading up to the moon. Let's take it over. And they don't know what the fuck.
And even then, they took it over late because they should have given it to him in that triple threat.
Yeah. They took it over late, and now they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Yeah.
Sound familiar? Sure.
Yeah.
Overall, my anticipation for this show is a 6.
Okay.
But your boy's going to be there. So you know what that means. My anticipation is at a 6. And again, if we're ending the show with shit that I would walk out of, I'm leaving fucking early.
Okay.
So if the end of the show is the 2-pack of Anarchy in the Arena and Swerve Christian, I'm winning some money in the casino, baby. Because I ain't watching that shit.
Remind me again, are you going solo or are you going with Scott?
Go with Aaron.
Oh, with Aaron.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah. I got the tickets.
You mean Aaron's going to sit through a whole ass AEW pay-per-view?
Well, she sat through a whole ass Collision. The first one in Chicago.
All right.
But that was half. That was only 2 hours. This is 7. It's AEW.
Right.
It's 7.
We lost Arnold like 3 times in the live chat. He was like,
Yeah.
there's more matches? No, okay, stop.
Yeah. 10 matches. And even that's not a lot compared to like the 12 and 13 that you sat through at the Double or Nothing a few years ago.
Yeah. Well, this isn't including anything that would be dark matches.
And that hasn't been announced yet.
Yeah.
So we won't know
pre-show or
Saturday.
anything. Yeah.
We won't know until Saturday.
All right. Woof. Okay.
Yeah.
Whew.
What's your number? I gave it
Total?
a 6.
Man, there's a lot that I was like not looking forward to, a lot that I was shitting on, and very few things that I'm like, yeah, I really want to watch this. I'm not even sure if I want to plunk down to $50 to actually watch it, because originally the plan was when I get back into town, as long as I have AC, we're gonna buy this pay-per-view and watch it. But you know what? I'm gonna feel kind of bad for saying this, but I think the pay-per-view to actually watch this weekend is Blood Money.
Yeah.
And I don't have to plunk down $50 to watch that.
They already got your 5.
They already got my 5. from the cock.
Mhm.
So
and it's a harder pill to swallow when you put into consideration that this isn't one out of the 5 pay-per-views this year. They're having 9 this year. And they're counting 3 Ring of Honor pay-per-views to make it a full 12.
I'm at a 5. I think that the way that we reviewed this pay-per-view, if we did the exact same show,
10-hour pay-per-view
this time 3 years ago,
all 1 hour limit draws.
The phrase that I would have said would have been, but AEW has built up enough positive equity that I would give it the benefit of the doubt and rate it higher than I would. But that positive equity, that positive equity has ran out in the last 6 months. The AEW positive equity is gone, man. AEW is just not been good.
WWE is not the evil Death Star by Vince that it was.
Right.
It's getting better.
It helps that, the evil Death Star is kind of gone. It helps that Triple H has taken over. It helps that Triple H knows what the fuck he's doing. He's putting on some quality fucking TV. And it also helps that Tony hasn't been doing that good on booking. Whether it's because Cody is gone or because Kenny is gone and they're the ones that are actually doing the shit right.
Or Punk is gone.
Or Punk. Or Regal.
Yeah.
Maybe it's any one of these departures.
And they've got a dozen people on the injured list or on the reserves that just aren't showing up.
Yeah.
We just added fucking Kingston to the list.
Where the fuck is MJF?
Still hurting.
I know.
Miro, still hurting. Bad shoulder and a broken heart. Statlander's out. No, not
Baker's
Statlander.
still out.
Baker's still out. Haterade. Jimmy Hater, she's out. Omega's out. Hobbs is out again.
One of the 2 brothers is out. The brothers that keep getting injured.
What brothers? Top Flight?
Top Flight?
No, they're back.
Both of them?
Yeah, both of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, give it time. One of them will get out again.
I tell Abel this every Tuesday. WWE is putting badass sports entertainment and banger matches right now. So doing both. You're right.
Speaking of bangers, match of the week candidates: Ricochet versus Dragunov, King of the Ring tournament.
All right, yeah.
Gunther versus Sheamus, King of the Ring tournament.
I need to watch that.
Moxley and Danielson against Top Flight was actually pretty good.
I guess they're back. Yeah.
That was fun. I mentioned Moriarty and O'Reilly on last Saturday, and then Black and O'Reilly last night. I will try my best to go back and watch Shayna Baszler versus Io Sky from last Monday's Raw. There was a meme out there in the internets. Every women's match in the King of the Ring tournament up to that match in total was 17 minutes.
Ooh.
Io versus Shayna by itself was 17 minutes.
Ooh.
So if it's that long on television, it had to be good.
Okay.
And they both put on pretty solid matches, especially when Shayna's not biting people's stuff off.
Right.
One more thing. I know we're running late. Gotta ask, especially if Arnold is still there and maybe Hector's
it's versus Shayna. Okay. Daniel says Forbidden Doors in Long Island. A certain Jewish guy in a scarf lives in Long Island. Wonder what his name is.
Oh,
Barry Horowitz?
Yeah.
I don't think Barry Horowitz ever had a scarf.
Oh, he did. In those pornos.
What?
One more thing before we go.
Oh my God. What?
One word. The season finale of X-Men 97.
Can I do 2 words?
Sure.
Oh dear.
Wow. Yeah.
The season finale X-Men 97 was fucking great, man. The entire season X-Men 97 was fucking great. This is the best thing that I've seen. For the most part, the reason why I haven't been watching very much wrestling is because Wednesdays are for X-Men. Yeah. Wednesdays are not for Dynamite. So yeah, I absolutely loved this thrill ride. It was funny. It was sad. It was uplifting. It was heartwarming. It was scary. It was everything. It was so good, dude. So good.
This has been fulfilling to me, said Arnold. I'm assuming he's talking about the season finale. Yeah, the last man, this entire season was good in the sense of I had a lot of good television to watch. Mm-hmm. Dark Side of the Ring just finished a couple of weeks ago. That was another solid season. Because I didn't know I had access to this through Sling TV. I'm past halfway through the first season of Shogun.
Oh, okay.
That's fucking killer, bro.
Really?
It's fucking good. I dabbled in a little bit of Black Sails.
Okay.
That's really good. And X-Men 97. Fuck, man. They're already working on season 2. They're using the outline that the original showrunner from season 1 left behind.
Which we still don't know why he got fired.
And we still don't know why he got fired. And season 3, they're going to start with their own vision.
Yeah.
No pun intended from there.
Yeah.
But we're in the age of apocalypse. Age of apocalypse. Or maybe it's just morph.
Morph. I heard Shogun is really good, said Arnold.
Shogun is fucking good, bro. I'm 6 episodes in. And it's only 10 episode season.
Portia said it's free with Instacart. What's free with Instacart? Do you know what she's talking about? What's free with Instacart?
I have no idea.
Okay.
No, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Any bookings, any shows, any jobs, any yobs?
Yes. This upcoming Friday, so not tomorrow, but next Friday the 7th, is going to be Riot Wrestling Federation, Santa Fe, Texas. Deuces Wild, right? This is the second show. So, yeah, man, I'm going to be doing commentary. So come on out. Santa Fe Fire Department, you know where that's at. So come on out, see some awesome fucking wrestling.
Nice.
Yep. All right. Is that a show?
Dude, it's been a while. That's a 150-minute banger.
Damn it. All right. Adios. Adios, my friends. Keep it classy. Hit the button.
Bring your ass.